Welcome to The Anomaly, the contradistinct, uncensored, unmonetizable, and deemed unwatchable by the mainstream masses. We are the ones they cannot control and attempt to hold back, but together we form revolution. The Ramborgia. Welcome to John Rambo Presents the show, STAYBALLSY. Don't take any shit from anyone.
So the other day I went to a little mom and pop store. You may have heard of it. It's called Bed Bath & Beyond. Are you a patron of the Bed Bath & Beyond, sir?
Yeah, I've been there. I always thought it was a sex shop, though.
Why?
Bed, Bath, and Beyond? What the fuck does that mean?
So it's like you start off in the bed, you get a little dirty, then you take a bath.
Yeah, you or something happens in the bed, and the same thing that happens in the bed, same thing that happens in the bath, and beyond.
Beyond the bed and the bath.
Yeah.
There's still sexual acts taking place.
I thought that's what it... What else does it mean?
Well, it's a retail store, sir.
Yeah, I've been there.
You know, one of my favorite retail experiences when I go to the Bed Bath & Beyond. All the time, every day, I actually stop by and see how everyone's doing. And you go there and you expect to see certain things. Not really what you're expecting to see different things than I am, but usually
Not
it's
anymore.
I wish I was seeing what you're looking at. But you see some home decor, perhaps some high-end cutlery, or maybe some microfiber down alternative comforters. Sounds good, right?
I bought my towel there.
How is it?
It's pretty good.
Absorbent.
Mm-hmm.
For all your excretions.
It dries very fast.
Very good.
Mm-hmm.
So, what I do find at the Bed Bath & Beyond when I go the other day, man, it's out of control. What I find is Star Wars.
What?
Fucking
That
Star
movie?
Wars has just taken over.
Oh.
Not only there, but just about everywhere you go.
Oh, yeah, dude.
It's insanity. Just so much merchandise, man. And of course, it's Christmas time. So no matter where you go, it's like this weird mixture of Christmas with Star Wars. So you
Yeah,
have, like,
Star Wars. I've seen more Star Wars posters than like Santa Claus.
Yeah, there's like Vaders with Santa clothing on they sell, and
Dude, there's lipstick, but it's like lightsaber themed.
yeah,
It's like they're even targeting the makeup.
that's right. Nothing is untouched.
And
Every
everything's
industry.
centered around the new Sith Lord Kylo Ren, which we haven't even seen yet.
Which we know nothing about.
Yeah, but people are buying his little action figure.
Who I hope is actually Jar Jar. At the
I
end.
know.
They take his
I
mask off.
hope he's the worst, most stupidest character ever. That way, everybody feels so dumb for buying the blankets and stuff.
So you're not really looking forward to you're not enjoying the Star Wars merch that's going on.
I'm not enjoying the oversaturation of the merch.
Okay.
I knew it was going to happen, but it's like, chill out.
All right, so what I want to do here, I want to show you some of the stuff here. You know, because you expect to see Star Wars at certain stores, maybe Toys R Us, the toys, maybe like, I don't know, video stores that even exist anymore? I don't know, probably not.
No.
But the Bed Bath & Beyond, you think that'd be kind of untouched by Star Wars, but it is not. Star Wars is all up in there. It's touching every part of the Bed Bath & Beyond, violating it every way. So here's a couple of items, man, I pulled from their site. You guys should take a look at. I'm going to get your take on this. So here's one item they offer. This is Star Wars saucer chairs. So you can just put your ass right on top of Yoda. You know.
Why did they even have Yoda? He's not even in the movie.
I don't know. They have like all the older characters, which
and
still
then
seem better to me than the new ones.
and guess who's the third person?
Kylo Ren.
Kylo Ren.
Kind of defeats the purpose of like a endorsed product when you cover it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
When
mean,
you sit on it.
for the record, I don't have an issue with Kylo Ren. I just have an issue with them marketing him so hard.
I hope he's awesome. Who knows?
Yeah, I hope he's cool too. It's kind of weird how you market him so hard, yet we haven't seen even anything about him.
All right, here's the next thing. Bed Bath & Beyond. This is a Rebel Alliance pocket square.
I didn't even get to see, like, wait, what's Star Wars about this? Like, oh, I see.
It's the little logo.
The Rebel.
The pocket square.
I like this one.
Have you ever used a pocket square before?
I don't know what that is. I think
it's when you have a suit, you kind of stuff it in. Yeah, you kind of stuff it in the pocket.
Yeah, I like this one. It's pretty subtle.
I'm gonna get this for you. This is your Christmas present right here.
It's not too invasive. It's not too nerdy. It's just enough to where if you pay attention, you can see the. As a matter of fact, most people probably won't even make out what the hell that symbol is. So.
Right. There you go. It's better than the other one they offer at Bed Bath & Beyond, which is the Nazi symbol. So this is a better choice.
Oh, no one knows about that either.
Yeah. This is a episode 7 cookie set. And as you see, it comes with some cutouts, a baster of some sort, like a mixer, a spatula.
Jesus Christ.
The spatula looks really bad. It's just like a sticker with 2 stormtroopers on it. Just kind of stuck on there.
The fucking lightsaber base.
It's a lightsaber baster, yeah.
God damn.
I hope that's in the movie.
Light up?
I hope so.
Dude, why would you want a cookie of the X-Wing? Look how thin that is. That's barely even a cookie, dude. As soon as you pick it up, it'll snap. At least make it a little bit bigger or fatter.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. This is a Kylo Ren throw pillow. If you're home there.
If you want to throw some pillows.
There you go. Perhaps it's stuffed with all the money that Disney's making. They have so much money to spare, they stuff the pillows with the money.
Yeah, all this stuff is being made in Taiwan for pennies.
That's right. And, yeah, it's like a sweatshop with a guy dressed as Vader. Just yelling at children to make the fucking Kylo Ren throw pillows. No. And here's the last one to show you. This is called the Vader Comfy Throw.
Oh, yeah, I've seen this shit.
Which is like a
Snuggie.
A Snuggie that, they sell like on TV. They made a Vader version. Complete with codpiece. And, this guy's getting laid tonight.
I've seen some of these.
Yeah, there you go.
Pretty.
Put this on when your lady's waiting for you in the bedroom, and you're going to the beyond the places. Beyond you're leaving the home, you're sleeping on the couch. So there you go.
Look at the dude's face. So proud of it.
He's so excited about this, man.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, the movie comes out next week, man. Are you going to go? Are you interested?
Yeah, I already have my tickets.
Really? Wow.
I'll be going on Sunday.
Okay.
That's the best availability for me and all the other friends.
We'll try to go maybe in the middle of the day or the morning on Friday to see if that's possible.
We're going to go Sunday morning, like Sunday at 10 a.m. That's our ticket.
So you were around for 99, man, when the prequel started. How do you feel this compares to then as far as like the hype machine, the merchandising?
As far as the merchandising, I think it's stronger now.
I agree.
But as far as hype, I think episode 1 hype was bigger than
I absolutely agree with you with that.
Because the hype for 1 was so crazy.
Yeah.
Like it was way beyond. This one's cool, but it's almost like a passive thing. Like, oh, I can't wait to go see it. And a lot of people do want to go see it, but it's not like a psychotic amount of hype like the episode 1. Episode 1 was like, it just took over theaters. Like it became the entire showing for that week, the whole week.
It was like the biggest event in movie history. It was put out there. And I remember every night in the news, they would show people in line
on the news. And I'm sure they'll show it on the news this time around too. But like they were showing it on the news before the film even premiered for episode 1.
Yeah, it's definitely not as hyped, like, because you got so much Star Wars since that time, right? Especially over the last couple of years, all the different shows and TV shows and whatnot they've done.
Yeah, it's actually after episode 1 or after the prequels, they started doing way more Star Wars things. Like back then, all we had was like video games. Some crappy like one-off cartoons or whatever. But now you have way more games, way more cartoons. You have comics. You got all this crazy stuff surrounding Star Wars.
Well, you got Disney behind it, and they know how to merchandise it, and they know how to make that money back.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I think it's already made, the movie hasn't come out, it's already made more than some movies will make.
I'm pretty
sure.
Their entire
lifetime.
Yeah.
So they know how to do it. They know how to put that together. But I'm real excited about going, man. Next week, I've actually been watching the original trilogy.
Oh yeah, it's fun.
Try to get ready.
Although
prequels don't exist in my world, never happen.
Yeah, I wish. Yeah,
it's sad because like I show my girlfriend Star Wars. I never let her watch the prequels.
Yeah,
we'll watch like the original trilogy, and she'll actually like ask questions like like who is their mother, like who is Luke's mother, and like stuff that like the
things that you would think would be answered in the prequels.
So it shows that like someone like by watching these movies, you have questions, right, about this, but they just didn't really present it that well. So unfortunately.
Not only that, but I think we've talked about this before, where people will watch the prequels, and because they're not that good, they'll think Star Wars isn't good.
That's
or they'll watch Star Wars, and some people tell them watch the original trilogy, and they'll watch it, but they'll watch the special editions that has crap CGI. It has scenes taken out and scenes put in.
It's got Jabba in the first movie.
Yeah, exactly. It's got spoilers and spoiled scenes and all these things. Like it kills the pacing.
Awesome 90s CGI.
It kills the pacing of the whole film, and then they say, "Oh, if it sucks." Well, of course it sucks. You're watching the crappy versions of the original, and then you're watching the crappy prequels. So,
but despite all that, still very, very excited to go, and I think it's gonna be good.
Oh, yeah.
I got a really good feeling about it.
Yeah, me too.
I think it's gonna be awesome. Really hoping. Yeah, next week it's crazy. Wow.
There's a sadistic part of me that wants the film to suck absolutely all.
Just to see the reaction.
Yeah, just to see
the inner troll in you is like, oh, she had just bomb.
I want to see what people say like afterwards.
Hey, no matter what though, I mean, if you're a fan and you like that original trilogy, that'll always stand, and
that's the funny part.
And you like the prequels, those will always stay. So whatever you like about it, like, will always be there for you, no matter what happens.
That's the funny part. As big of a fan as I am, even though I hate the prequels, there's still something about them that I like because it takes place in the same universe.
Right.
And you want to like them, but when you actually sit down and watch them, it's like, God damn, it's brutal, man.
Yeah. Well, we could spend all night on that. I don't want to get into it too much, but let's move on.
Yeah, no, this isn't even Star Wars.
I was about to go into a whole thing. I was about to go into a whole thing about the prequels, and I don't know. Whatever.
That's for the next time when we watch Star Wars.
Perhaps, yeah. So, welcome to the show. My name is John. I am joined by the Sturmgeist 13. That's right, Jesse is here. It's been a while since it was just you and I, sir, on this program. But, happens all the time in my dreams.
Really?
That's right.
You dream about us doing smorgasbord, shitting on wrestling.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we still do it. We still do it. People don't realize we just don't record it anymore.
Yeah, we chit-chat about it, and we don't really get much into it because, honestly, I don't think either of us really care that much.
It'll drive you nuts, man. It'll drive you crazy. Oh. Got to focus on the good things in life. Instead of spending a lot of time on things you don't like, I think, So today's program is quite focused on movies, I would say. Well, one movie in particular, actually, which I will not reveal just yet, even though you probably already know what it is, since you've seen the title and description of this. But before we get to it, man, I want to get your perspective on some other things coming out. Get the Stern perspective. That's right, man. So you're a big Marvel guy. Civil War trailer. Have you seen the Civil War trailer?
Yeah, I did. I thought it was pretty cool.
What's your take on what you saw there?
I thought it was really awesome, and we've talked about it off air, I guess, about how we don't really like the Civil War storyline in the comics.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan. of it.
It's pretty nonsensical, but other than that, I want to give them some trust that this is the Marvel universe, the film universe. So
yeah, hopefully
they change it up to be not as flawed, I guess. But from the film, it looks cool. It looks cool that I think this is it's worth noting that I think this is the way they should use Iron Man from now on, because I don't think he should be in his own movie like Iron Man 4, 5, 6, and shit like that. Just put him, keep melding of the universe, keep putting them together.
Now that you've done it, the Black Panther who was shown in the trailer.
He looked cool.
Yeah,
I mean, obviously they didn't reveal too much about him.
Yeah,
but which is something that I like, unlike another trailer that revealed a little too much.
We'll get to that one next.
But no, I mean, it showed you the basic premise of the film, and as we talked about before, that the cool part about it is whenever Iron Man tells Captain America, "I thought I was your friend," you can actually say that because in the film universe they have been friends for a couple of years now. So
right, and it has a little bit of emotion behind it because like you know all these characters now,
and you've seen them.
Over.
you've seen them fight alongside each other. And this film shows you, hey, just look what happens when Captain America, one of the more moral characters of the universe, has to choose between two great friends.
People really like that when the heroes fight each other. It's great. It's great to think about, like, what if this guy fought this guy? What happens and who would win and stuff. I prefer to see the storylines where, like, they have an enemy of some sort.
Yeah.
That they must focus on and defeat. But I'm sure we're going to get a lot of that to come.
Yeah, I think they're just doing something different, and I think people are going to... Right now, the hype isn't as great, but once the closer to the film goes, I'm pretty sure Marvel's going to market the hell out of the...
Yeah, it was only like a teaser with a million clips thrown together. This would be good, man. And plus, you got Spider-Man thrown in there, and
yeah, I hope that's.
I did like the fighting scenes I saw. There's like Captain and Bucky going off on Iron Man, and
that was pretty
passing
cool.
the shield back and forth, and
yeah, that was pretty cool.
Awesome stuff, dude. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. She kind of touched on it. Batman v Superman: The Dawn of Justice. I'll start off by saying, you know, we often talk on the show about there's so much superhero content out there now. And in order to keep it going and not to get stale, like each thing has to kind of be different. You know what I mean? Like kind of have its own identity.
Yeah.
And be different from the other parts, other things that are out there. And the first trailer I saw for this, I'm like, oh, okay, they're definitely doing something different, right? It's like, so it's much darker than the Marvel movies, feels that way.
Yeah.
A little more violent, maybe a little more serious. It looked. They put out the second trailer. What was it, last week? And kind of raised some concerns. I think that maybe that's not really the case.
It was weird because it looks like you can't really tell what the tone of the film is or what this film is trying to be. Like the first trailer, I think the first two trailers actually, because the first one was a pretty small teaser.
Yeah.
And then the second one was a full-on trailer that actually showed Affleck in the bat suit and the armored version and stuff. Those two were very serious in tone. And they really focused on Batman and Superman, which is what the film is called. Batman versus Superman. So you assume that, okay, this is the plot of the film. This is what they're going to focus on. And it's going to be a very serious movie in tone, and kind of like The Dark Knight.
Yeah, yeah.
But then this other trailer comes out, and it's way more lighthearted. It's way more jokey. It's way more, how do I say, mainstream, as in, you know, they have to reveal a monster.
That might be what they're going for. The trailers are kind of targeted at a certain audience to try to get the most people to come.
Yeah, it looks more generic. You know what I mean? Like, they show two heroes versus a monster instead of those two heroes versus themselves and their own story.
Yeah, so to speak on what you're talking about here, I was really surprised by that trailer, the second trailer.
Yeah, me too.
The first one, you're like, oh, this is kind of interesting. What's going on here? They kind of let you know why they're fighting. Looks like a building goes down, a Wayne building goes down. All right, that's good reason. So it makes sense, right? Now he's mad at Superman. This one just like, it was less of a trailer and more like 3
clips.
Scenes.
Yeah.
So they actually show you when they meet. They show Bruce Wayne meets Clark Kent. And Clark Kent has no idea who he is, which is kind of strange to me. Because he's supposed to work for a newspaper. And Bruce is like a famous guy.
I hear people try to defend it.
Okay.
Now this isn't confirmed, so the defense is purely a rumor, I guess, but that they both know who each other are exactly. Well, all three of them, if you include Lex Luthor Jr.
Well, you would expect that Bruce would know who Clark is because he's just a guy with glasses on.
Well, that's something that I've been voicing about a long time. That
lots of people always say, but
I think like the whole glasses on, I'm Clark Kent, glasses off, now I'm Superman, and no one knows who I am. When I put on my glasses, I think that's pretty. It's
just a trailer, and you got to see what the actual thing is. But it looked to me like because he's asking someone else, who is that? You know what I mean? And he's like, that's Bruce Wayne. Oh shit. And they show them meet and like talk, and then they have Lex come in, who's weird,
little Joker, and
they just gave him. It seems like every line he has is really
like a snap line, bizarre.
You know?
Yeah. They have him doing like one-liners and trying to do these jokes and stuff, and I mean, I don't really know how that fits, but
then they show where they fight each other, and then they show where they're kind of like fighting, and then Doomsday comes out, And they go, oh shit, well, we got to team up. And then Wonder Woman comes out and helps. And you're like, oh, okay, now I know what happens here.
You know that Batman and Superman don't actually fight.
No, it seems like they fight for a bit, but then they eventually get together and...
yeah, but what I mean by fight is they start the fight and someone ends a fight.
Yeah,
somehow.
The way it looks is the way that most people would guess the movie would go, which is kind of disappointing, which is like they have a misunderstanding, they fight. And then they go, well, no, we have a common enemy, we must team up, and then at the end it's like, I respect you, and they shake hands, and we're friends, which... Hopefully it's not that way. I mean, there's some twists and other things thrown in.
It'll be exactly how you said it.
But it seems their marketing strategy is like, let's tell everyone what's going to happen, and also announcing that the Flash is in it, and other things like that, so...
I think they're rushing way too much into that film. They're really, really banking on this one movie to be the foundation of the DC Universe films. And I think it's a little overzealous for them to bank all on one movie. Like they should. I don't think you should do that.
They're trying to get their ball rolling.
Yeah, and they're kind of forcing it. Is what I'm saying. It's painfully obvious that they're trying to force it. And instead of forcing it to try to catch up with Marvel, you should be focusing on what you're doing instead of what the other person is doing. Like just focus on your universe, focus on your characters. Don't just shove everybody into one film, which is what they're doing here. So. And I just think it's redundant to call the film Batman versus Superman and market it as such if that's not really the plot of the film. You can tell because that trailer showed you that trailer showed you the beginning, the middle, and the end. Yeah. You saw the whole thing.
So it is just a trailer. I'm definitely in. I'm definitely going to go and throw my money down and see what they do. I will say this, Man of Steel, when that trailer came out, I thought that was like the best trailer I ever saw. I was like, holy shit, this is going to be the Superman movie we were waiting for.
Yeah, me too. I'm not even a big fan of like Superman or DC in general, but I could say that trailer looked really good for Superman because I saw Superman Returns. That one was, come on, like that one was pretty bad. Yeah, I saw the movie Superman Returns, and that one was just no.
So the Man of Steel trailer I thought was really amazing. I didn't really like the movie that much. So this trailer I don't really like, so maybe the movie will be really good. That's how I look at it.
I don't know, but I don't think, depending on what I'm doing, I don't have any plans to watch that movie.
Really? Not at all?
No.
I'm going to go, I'll let you know.
I might go, I might not, but it's not like for sure.
I'll let you know about all the filters they use. It's like the Man of Rust.
Dude.
The weird...
one of my favorite videos is that person who removed the filter from Man of Steel and put the color back into it, and it looks amazing.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It looks really good, and I'm like, why does DC insist, WB insist on removing all the color and all the flash from, no pun intended, from the comic book movies? Like,
well, color grading is a choice. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
That's what they're going for, man. One thing I want to talk about with Batman, something went down a couple months ago. So every time you see Batman, whether it's in comics, TV, movies, it says Batman created by Bob Kane, right? For 75 years, it says Batman created by Bob Kane. But my friends, there was another gentleman involved. You know about this? In the creation of Batman.
No, I don't.
Yeah, so Bob Kane's idea for Batman way back when was a guy with bright red spandex and actually had wings that he used to, like, capture criminals.
Mm-hmm.
So this other guy who worked for Bob Kane, his name is Bill Finger, steps in. He comes up with the cape, the cowl, the gloves, utility belt, the origin story of his parents dying. He comes up with Gotham City, the fact that he has no actual superpowers, the Batmobile, the Joker, and a hell of a lot more. So it's widely believed that he actually ghost wrote all the Batman comics from the 30s and 40s that Bob Kane got the credit for. And this dude, Bob Finger, or Bill Finger, never saw a dime from any of the Batman movies, toys, or merch, or any of that stuff.
Really?
So when Bed Bath & Beyond sold some Batman shit, this guy got nothing. And it's widely known that this guy actually did most of the work for Batman. Gets no credit because basically Bob Kane signed a contract with DC way back when that said that he was the sole creator of Batman.
Mm-hmm.
And he could only he could be listed as the sole creator of Batman. So DC has kind of gone back now, and they've now added Bill Finger to a lot of things. So they can't say with, or they can't say and. They can't say like Bob Kane and Bill Finger.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for instance, for Superman, I'll say Bill Schuster and like Schuster and the other dude, I can't remember his name right now, Siegel and Schuster.
Yeah.
So the way they're getting around this is they put Bob Kane with Bill Finger.
Yeah.
So that's how it's going to be now from everything that comes out Batman.
That's good. I didn't know that.
Yeah, so it's with him. They can't say and. But it's crazy stuff, dude. Crazy stuff. Just imagine being that guy.
Dude, I would have raised hell. Like, I really would have.
We told the story in the past about Siegel and Schuster, the creators of Superman, how screwed they got. So I don't want to get into that again, but especially from that era, man, just, my God.
Yeah, because keep in mind that back then comics were just a kid's toy, practically.
Mm.
Like, they were just made for kids. They were written for kids, and a lot of them just had, like, moral values in the same way. If you look up some, like, Curious George, it's just a kid's story. It has morals into it, the same thing. No one ever thought that, I don't know, like, Curious George would sometimes have a giant movie franchises and stuff like that. That's how they were writing Superman and Batman back then. There was just small stories that would be sold to kids for pennies. So
there you go. There you go. Have you seen the new Hunger Games movie?
No, I've actually never seen any of them.
Really?
No, I haven't seen them.
Yeah, I saw them all one time. It's enough for me. I saw the latest one.
I know what they're about, but I've never seen them.
Okay. I'm watching a show I'm watching right now, Ash vs. the Evil Dead.
Is that cool?
Yeah, I was a big fan of the Evil Dead movies way back when. So they came out with the show. It's on Stars. And my parents actually are old school cable people. Mm-hmm. So I could go over there and they actually have cable, which most people don't have anymore. And they actually have like the package and everything.
Yeah.
So I'll check out the Ash vs. Evil Dead. Really, really fun.
Yeah, I need to check that out.
Yeah, I'd love to do it.
There's a lot of things that are on my back burner that I haven't even touched. I still have that Dark Mirror show that you recommended.
I tell everybody about this now.
I want to watch it. It's just so many.
Do you feel like we're in like a golden age of entertainment right now? Like it's.
To be honest, I think so, and I think it's understated how much amazing things there are to watch right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the cool part about it is that the majority of the great things to watch aren't even on television.
Compared to even 5 years ago, I mean, just stuff is there's so many options, so many great things.
And the cool thing about it is, the better the shows are, the more people will try to demand from those shows.
And I read Netflix is doing like 31 original series just for next year.
Oh yeah, they're really they had great success with their House of Cards, which I haven't seen yet, and people can talk to me about. And that other film that they did, what was the film? The Beast of No Nation, I think it's called.
Oh yeah, I was reading about what they're doing with the movies. Like they're trying to go for Oscars. They're
trying to go for big, heavy hitters, and
like Netflix is actively trying to win like all the awards at like a Academy Award type thing.
Yeah.
What's interesting though is in order to win an Oscar, your movie has to actually be in the theater first. So I think what they did with that Beast movie is they put it into like a couple theaters and just pulled it like the next day.
Yeah, and that's why some people would say, like, well, Beast of No Nation was so bad, it got pulled. Like, no, they pulled it on purpose because, like, they know what they're doing. And also, keep in mind, a lot of movie theaters didn't want to show it in their theaters because think about it. They're going to spend some time and some money putting it in a theater when people can just watch it at home.
And Netflix is killing the movie theater.
Yeah, they practically
at the same time. Hey, man, that's how it goes. It's a great product for a low price.
Yeah, exactly. That's and not only is it that, but it's also the biggest. It conveniences the biggest thing that everybody uses now, which is the internet and streaming. So
yeah, I got a couple BluRays, man. You ever get into the BluRays?
No, I actually don't. I haven't really bought.
Yeah, I still do this
film stuff since like VHS. That's mostly because the format.
I understand why. You don't do it.
The formats, and then every once in a while a new format comes around and new one becomes obsolete.
And you have to have the thing that plays it, and you have
Exactly.
to store all the boxes. And
Yeah.
I get it, man, but I'm still like it's 2006, man. I love to get them, I love to have it, and I love to special features. I go nuts with these things. I watch like all of them.
Mm-hmm.
So I got Jurassic World. Have you seen this?
I actually haven't seen Jurassic World.
Okay. So Jurassic World, I actually really like the movie. A lot of people give me shit for that. It's a lot of cliches in there, like summer movie blockbuster cliches.
Mm-hmm.
But I kind of like that fact that it has that. It's at the point where everyone's trying to avoid cliches so much that the cliches almost are no longer cliches.
Well, sometimes people try to avoid cliches so much that they end up making a crappy idea instead of just going with the cliche.
Or sometimes we'll be talking about this a lot today with this movie that we're doing. Sometimes it's just fun and you can turn your brain off and just watch something, and not everything has to be, not that everything has to change your life when you watch it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So Jurassic World, what I got from the special features on this thing, something you got to realize, dinosaurs are not real. So anytime they film stuff with there's dinosaurs on the screen, there's no dinosaurs there for these actors, and it's really interesting what they have to do. They had like little people, is that what you call them? With like raptor hats.
I don't know, John, you tell me.
I don't know. With raptor hats that would stand in for like the raptors, and the actors have to interact with them.
Yeah.
And there's a huge sequence where that's why you probably saw in the commercial where the pterodactyls come in and start picking people up that are at the park.
Oh, yeah.
So they had like 1,000 people, 1,000 extras, all doing different stuff, reacting to dinosaurs that aren't there. And you have to try to direct all this insanity at the same time. It's amazing, man. They actually, so in that scene, the pterodactyls would come and like lift people and take them away.
Mm-hmm.
So what they would do is actually have ropes on people and just tell them to run. And they, without warning, they would just lift them. They would
just
pull the rope, and they wouldn't tell them when they're going to do it. So they would get like that real reaction of, oh shit, I'm getting pulled up. So people just start running and just lift them up like 50 feet in the air.
That's cool.
So this is really awesome, dude. There's one sequence where one of the actors is running from something. It's like all in one shot. So the actor is running towards the camera. And then they kind of goes off camera for a second, and during that time they actually attach all the ropes and all the harnesses, and then when the camera comes around, then they pull them up immediately. So, just stuff like that's really cool, man. And then I got Aladdin on Blu-ray.
Really?
Yes. And what I got from this one, they put a ton of Robin Williams stuff on there. Are you a fan of Mr. Williams, Robin Williams?
Oh, of course. Yep.
So they have like all his outtakes from when he's doing his insanity as the genie, and they just show him just going off.
Yeah, half of that stuff was just ad-libbed.
It's just going crazy. So
from him.
One thing I thought was funny they added on this Blu-ray, I guess they think that kids today don't understand pop culture references of the past, which might be true.
Yeah.
So they actually go through all the impressions that he's doing as the genie, and they explain like what the impression is,
Yeah, they're like, this is what this is supposed to be.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was weird. And so there you go. Blu-ray fun, man. You know what to give me for Christmas now. That's what I like, okay?
I'll get you...
Pick me up some stuff.
It's a shit movie that came out.
Well, you can think about that, but...
I didn't think about it.
Anyway, let's get this going. What we're doing today... This is actually the show's second movie commentary track. Last time we did it was 1990's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And where we're going today, we're still in 1990. But we're moving forward, as this one came out later on in the year, compared to the Turtles. I think every time we should do this, it should be 1990.
Yeah, just keep it all only filmed in 1990.
Just only 1990. The movie that we're doing is actually the highest grossing movie of that year. And is actually one of the top grossing films of all time.
Isn't it kind of weird? Is it just me, or is it kind of weird to say 1990?
1990.
Or like what happened in 1995? It sounds like it's from like olden times, like it sounds like so long ago.
How about like 2004? What do you say? The 2000? What do you say? The 2000s? People wouldn't even know.
2000s. Well, even in 2004, it still seems like, oh, that wasn't that long ago.
It was, though. It was a while ago.
Oh, it was, but when you say 2004 instead of 1990, it feels like you really lost like 1,000 years.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like.
So, anyway, just in time for the holidays, that's right, here it is. Home Alone. Home Alone.
I like your announcement there.
No one knew until now.
What's like you're showing it for the first time?
Yeah, so what's your history with Home Alone, man? Give us a little bit. Maybe if you remember the first time you saw it or heard about it, or just, I don't know, whatever you want to say.
I mean, the first time I saw it, it was my parents bought this big box of VHSs from a flea market. And Home Alone was one of those films. And it stood out for obvious reasons, or reasons that you guys are about to see, that it isn't really like other films. And in the 90s, there were a ton of kids' movies. Like movies starring kids, about kids, centered around kids. But this one was done really well with great actors, great story, simple. Everything's pretty simple, slapstick comedy combined with great writing, all that good stuff. But when I first saw it, I was just a kid, and it was just one of those things where it's Christmas, you want to watch it. Like, I never saw A Christmas Story growing up.
Okay.
I never saw that.
Yeah.
So this was my real, like, go-to Christmas movie.
That was your Christmas movie.
Yeah, and
for a new generation.
Everything about Home Alone, I just associated with Christmas because I kept watching it so many times. And even in the film, they're celebrating Christmas, obviously. So, and growing up where I did, it doesn't necessarily look like Kevin's house.
Yeah, but it was everything you wished.
Yeah, you look at Kevin's house and you're like, you look where he lives in this giant 2-story house.
And look how smart he is, and he's smarter than the adults and shit. And
and he's got all this cool stuff, and he's got his toys and stuff, and it's like, it's pretty cool. It's very, every kid could look at that and want something about Kevin's life. You know, it's cool.
So this movie really is, I'll get into some statistics here, but it really was word of mouth that launched this thing. It wasn't really like the Ninja Turtles, which we did last time in 1990, which is something you kind of knew about as a kid, and you're like, oh, you watch the cartoon, you're like, oh, I want to see that when it comes out in the theater. This thing as a kid, you don't really know what it is. But it was like a tidal wave of just someone saw it, they tell someone else, and then it was just an explosion. It becomes a phenomenon, you know. And I remember seeing it at a theater, an old style mom and pop theater, not like what you got today. This comes out today, probably like an IMAX or 3D or something. Yeah, I know they're doing actually today they're doing a re-showing of certain theaters around my area. Really? For Home Alone, yeah. Huh. So I remember going to the old style theater. It was like maybe 2 or 3 screens, and back then they didn't care, man. They did not give a shit. They would just sell tickets. They would just sell as many tickets as they had to sell, without taking into consideration how many seats they actually have. I remember going into the theater, and there's people in the stairs, people sitting on stairs, people standing, entire families just standing up. Yeah, 2 people in one seat. A complete fire hazard. Yeah. Yeah, people sitting on people's laps and shit. So it was a phenomenon that I've not seen really since then. And yeah, watching it brings me back to that time, man, and it's always fun to revisit. Mm-hmm. So as we get into it, we gotta say who's behind the movie, who kind of put it together. Executive producer and writer John Hughes. Yep. Of course, known for The Breakfast Club, Weird Science, Ferris Bueller, the European Christmas Vacation movies, Uncle Buck. But his biggest movie, Home Alone. Yep. Yeah. Among those films that you mentioned, for Home Alone to be the best and biggest one really says a lot. I don't know if it's the best one, but it was certainly the biggest box office. Which one do you think is better? Or Breakfast Club? Breakfast Club is that's like an all-time movie. But we'll get into that. It's like maybe not better, it's just different. How could you really compare that? Yeah. You know what I mean? It's such different material. Right? Mm-hmm. Directed by Chris Columbus, who is part of the Gremlins, Goonies, Mrs. Doubtfire, Jingle All the Way, directed the Harry Potter movies. Another top name. And then the score, done by John Williams, of course, Star Wars, Indiana Jones, that John Williams. So right there, it's a winning combination, man.
Yep.
They were getting ready for something special. But the critics did not agree. People that professionally judge things instead of making things did not agree. So I got a couple of reviews from the time there. Karen James of the New York Times complained that the film's first half is flat and unsurprising as its cute little premise suggests.
And these are reviews of the time?
Reviews at the time, yes. Like before it actually came out. These were the.
How's it flat?
Flat and unsurprising.
The fuck? Flat? Like, what do you mean?
It's flat, man. You don't have to explain yourself. You just, I guess. Roger Ebert, you know him, of the Chicago Sun-Times, gave the film a 2.5 out of 4 stars, writing, "They're the kind of traps that any 8-year-old could devise if he had a budget of tens of thousands of dollars and the assistance of a crew of movie special effects people."
Jesus.
Because every other movie is so realistic and everything could definitely happen that happens in movies.
I mean, no shit. I mean, like,
that's kind of the point, right?
It's a movie, yeah. In real life, this kid wouldn't defend his house. He would get the hell out of there and probably try to call the cops.
Or he would be killed by these two men who were breaking into his house. We should have done that. That should have been the movie, yeah.
It's stupid. Like, it's the sake of the movie.
He also criticized the plot as so implausible that it makes it hard to really care about the plight of the kid.
Real?
Yes.
Again, if it's implausible, why does it make you not care about the kid? Because he's so stupid, he deserves it? I don't know.
He really wanted to care about the plight of this child left alone, but he couldn't get into it because it's so implausible. I don't know. You need to be more realistic for this children's comedy Christmas movie.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Owen Gleiberman of Entertainment Weekly magazine gave the film a D, criticizing the film for its sadistic festival of adult bashing. Which is precisely why all the kids like the movie, I think.
Does it mean literal adult bashing or like making adults look stupid?
I'm not really sure. He was really offended. As an adult, I feel very violated by watching this child beat up other adults like me.
And when I mentioned other kids' movies during the 90s, almost every single kids' movie in the 90s was the kid being smarter than the adults or overpowering the adults somehow.
Right.
So, I mean...
So there you go. Those are the critics. I think they kind of missed it with this. I very much believe in variety in movies I like to watch. I don't think everything needs to be heavy emotional content or something that should change your life or try to change your life. I think that stuff is important and needed at times. Sometimes you need something a little different than that, And variety is the spice of life, right?
Mm-hmm.
So despite these reviews, doesn't really matter if the movie's a freaking juggernaut. And just to kind of hammer home what I was saying about kind of word of mouth, kind of give it life. Its opening weekend was $17 million in 1,200 theaters. But this became just 6% of the total added over the next 6 weeks. And by the 8th weekend, they were in 2,174 theaters and had done much more money than that. Just to give you an idea, it was the number 1 film at the box office for 12 straight weeks.
12, that's crazy.
12 weeks. That doesn't happen anymore.
No.
From its release of November 16th, 1990, through the weekend of February 1st, 91. And it was finally defeated when Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 came out with $20 million, which was that big. It remained in the top 10 at the box office until April 26th, 91. Think about that. It was in the top 10 till April.
And it went well into the new year.
It made 2 more appearances in the top 10, the weekend of May 31st and the weekend of June 14th. So on June 14th, 1991, it was in the top 10 movies. Something that came out in November. It's a Christmas movie. Came out in November of the previous year. After 9 months, it had earned 16 times its debut weekend. Made a final gross of $285 million in North America, $477 million worldwide, top grossing film of the year, and at the end of 91, it was the 3rd highest grossing film of all time worldwide, behind only Star Wars and E.T. Huge numbers.
Mm-hmm.
And it's actually the highest grossing live-action comedy of all time, in the U.S. and worldwide until The Hangover Part 2 came out in 2011.
A way better film.
Which is kind of Home Alone-esque in a lot of ways, the Hangover movies. I think, right?
Yeah.
Well, so there you go, man. Before we get into it, I was on IMDb kind of researching some stuff about the actors and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
You know how people make those like lists on IMDb for some reason? You ever seen that before? What is that? You just make a list of things? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, if you have an account on IMDb, you can start, like, you can do movie reviews, you can do actor reviews and stuff. So
some guy on IMDb makes this list, and he's just trolling people, man. He made this list of, like, Home Alone actors, and he just threw, like, Jack Nicholson in there and Christopher Lloyd. It was Marv and Harry were Nicholson and Christopher Lloyd. And people were just so mad, and they're going, that's not Home Alone. That's not right. And he's like defending it. Yes, I saw the movie. They were in it. That's them. And then people just keep continuing this this battle. It was really something to see. But anyway, we're going to get into it here. What I'm going to do is I found a link online. I'm going to put it in the description of the video. Be very careful with it.
It's legal, right?
I don't think so. I didn't upload it myself, so I don't. It's a link someone else uploaded this. If you do click on it, I highly suggest using AdBlock. I used AdBlock. There was no problem. It played right away. I would recommend using AdBlock if you're going to click the link. I'm not responsible for anything that may happen to your machine. If you do otherwise, and perhaps you have the movie at home, throw it in. If not, you can try out the link, man. There you go. So we're going to take a break for a second. We're going to come back. We're going to take you back to November 16th of 1990. That's right, Home Alone. And we'll be right back. All right, friends, welcome back.
Yo.
It's time to be left home alone.
Together.
Together, yes. Together we are left home alone. With a microphone and a DVD. What are we going to do? Are you excited about this?
Yeah, man. Let's get right into it.
Let's get right into it. So we're going to do a countdown. We'll start at 5. We're going to go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then go. And when we say go, that's when we launch the Home Alone. Okay? So here we go.
Got it.
5, 3, no, starting over. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! All right.
You hear the drums?
Yes, you should be seeing the 20th Century Fox logo.
Pretty classic.
20th Century Fox in the past. They still use that today. So there you go, man. All the fine folks we talked about. John Hughes, Chris Columbus.
Then you hear that soundtrack coming in. First thing you hear.
That's right, that John Williams score.
Look at this, dude.
Right in your ears.
The wonderful Joe Pesci.
That's right, man. We talking a lot about him.
Me and Joe Pesci share birthdays.
Is that right?
So we do.
Have you ever met him?
No, unfortunately.
Have you ever met anyone from this cast? I wish.
No. I'm actually thinking.
Why don't they have them all go to one of the Comic-Cons and you could pay $400 to meet them? So as a graphic artist here, as yourself are, how do you feel about this intro?
Oh, it's amazingly simple.
Yeah.
No, it actually is. It actually is really cool.
I agree.
Like simple presentation.
That logo of just the house.
Yep.
So wonderful. You watch this, you have no idea what this movie is. Like, if you only just saw, you showed someone just this intro, you might think it's like a horror movie. You have no idea what the movie is.
Yeah, it could. It could very well be a horror movie. Now, here's the house I'm talking about. Look at this shit.
That's right. There's the house. Beautiful.
Snow, lights.
So, there you see, man, Joe Pesci, start this off.
Look at it, and this film is full of great shots, and I'm going to be pointing them out.
Yeah, it's that John Hughes, Chris Columbus, man.
And this is just like, 2 or 3 still shots of like this room, and they keep switching back and forth between them, and it's so cool because it shows you the chaos of what's going on.
So Joe Pesci, the same year, 1990, he was also in Goodfellas.
I know, man. Guy killed it.
Think about that.
Killed it.
And 1 year later was My Cousin Vinny in 91. So this was like his golden period.
Yep.
And there you go, Catherine O'Hara was also in Dick Tracy that year, playing the mom. And first time we see young Macaulay Culkin, he's about 9 years old.
And you know what's awesome? The way they introduce him as a nuisance.
That's right, yeah.
And like you said, having not known anything about the film, you think that he's just another one of these kids.
He kind of is a troublemaking kid, but then at the end he kind of realizes
he's got to get his shit together.
Exactly, I got to get my life together, man.
Yeah, that's part of the irony of the film, that a kid so young needs to get his stuff straight. You know, he learns a lesson very, very early on.
So that kind of kid was very popular at this time period. He was kind of a Bart Simpson-esque in a lot of ways.
Yeah,
like the kind of smart-ass kid. It was a very popular thing. It was like, we're the kids, we're fighting back against these fucking adults. Tell us what to do.
These douchebags.
That's right.
It's worth noting that the biggest reason, in fact, the only reason why they chose Macaulay Culkin was because of his one role in Uncle Buck.
And Uncle Buck, he was so popular in Uncle Buck. I remember that movie too. I really liked it.
He was great in that movie.
And this kid's getting his own movie.
I like how, you see, this is what's funny. To him, packing a suitcase is such an undertaking.
And you remember that as a kid, everything, man. Everything's a big deal. You have no idea about the world or...
Like, just like the foreshadowing of like what's so big to this kid. Packing a suitcase seems like an ordeal. Imagine what he's going to have to go through.
Right.
It's fun. It's fun.
Do you remember that? Do you remember that emotion as a child?
Oh yeah, like, hey, do this, do that, and no one's helping you. That's why you see him. He's going to go ask for help.
Yeah, I remember being a little surprised at the time, like just the way everyone talks to each other, because I was more used to maybe Full House or something like that.
Yeah.
And then you see this, you're like, oh my god, these people are
they're
awful.
They're so horrible to each other.
But this is kind of maybe more realistic, in as I would learn as you grow up. And the older kids just think they're so much smarter than the younger kid, and they're like, I'm in grade 6, you're in grade 3.
Yeah.
You're a piece of shit. One thing I'm never clear about is, like, who are his brothers and sisters?
And who are his cousins?
They don't really try to let you know.
And I think that's done on purpose. I think that's done on purpose, maybe. Les incompetents.
But yeah, who's who?
He just chugs it.
Joe Pesci think that's a nice twist, man. I think he's just a cop hanging out. That really sets a lot of things up.
Yep.
They didn't have to do that. They could just have him show up as the crook, right?
Yep.
It's just there's a lot of little touches in this thing I want to point out as we get to it. This is something I can relate to, man. You have like the older kids' room.
Yeah, this is cool.
You ever go to like an older kid's room?
Yeah, and he has all this shit. He's got the sports stuff. Like, he's got the pinup models. He's got the everything. That BB gun.
Yeah, you're like, this is the coolest person ever.
Yeah, because he's older.
They're 2 years older than I am. You got a picture of a woman there, which I assume he masturbates to, maybe. I don't know.
Of course,
Kevin walks. That's a whole other movie. Kevin walks in.
I love his line here.
If you're grilling on my ass.
And look at his face. It's so cool.
I looked up this kid. He hasn't really done much in the film industry since, but does he really have to? You know?
Not really, dude. In fact, I think it's pretty cool that this is all you did.
That's all you need to do. So here you go. That's Roberts Blossom is his name. And he's actually still alive today. He's currently 87 years old.
Damn.
Still walking among us. Good to know. This kind of touches on for me too, man. Remember, like, these just obviously bullshit stories that would be about different things in your town or people or something.
Yeah, exactly. That shit
someone would tell you.
And this is something that happened like before the internet, where people would just, if there was a small grain of truth, would just pass on to people, and people would add on to it. And by the time you heard it, it's some crap story that you think it sounds so crazy not to be true, but then you wonder, is it?
And then, but you're a little kid, you just believe anything they tell you.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And even, like I said, even if a story is slightly, like, I don't believe that, but there's a part of you that...
I kind of still believe it after watching this movie, because he kind of talks about how he hits people with the shovel. And then at the end of the movie, he actually does hit people with the shovel.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if it...
Look at this cool shot right here.
Yeah.
Right here.
This guy's just like, what the hell? Here we go, man. The pizza boy.
This is so cool.
Yeah, here's the little touches I'm talking about. Like, things you don't really have to do, but just give so much personality to the movie.
When he knocks over the statue.
Yeah, just the way he's driving and he knocks it over, and this becomes a thing. Like several people hit it.
It's so cool. Little Nemo that play on like Little Caesar.
Okay, sure.
Well, it is because Little Caesar started in Chicago.
I'm just fucking with you. So here we are, just showing the house again. I got all these different stats I got to get through.
Look at this kid.
In 2011, that house sold for $1.5 million. Yeah,
I remember reading about that.
And you could actually go and check that house out. I would definitely do it if I was ever in the area. And yeah, it's a real house. They actually filmed a lot of it in the place. I think the dining room and maybe the upstairs or something was a soundstage from my research. But yeah, the majority of it actually done in this house.
Look at this generic-ass pizza boy.
Generic 90s pizza boy like, with the hair. And, Uncle Frank is a great character. What do you think about him? He's got some choice lines. Because
we all know an Uncle Frank.
Yeah, we all have an Uncle Frank. Maybe we are Uncle Franks ourselves.
Just an uncle or an adult family member that just like treats you like crap, or you feel like he treats you like crap.
He's just trying to get over on everyone else.
Yeah.
I think this guy's name's John Hurd or Jim Hurd.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, should have figured that out. Did a nice job as your '90s dad.
There's a lot of 90s crap in this movie.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
But you know what's funny? This movie was made in 1990, but it's not. Well, it was released in 1990.
Yeah.
But it's so 90s. It's not even like that much 80s.
Yeah, because I think it was like this influenced the rest of the decade.
It's pretty modern for a time.
Yeah, and the fashion, the fashion isn't that horrible looking back. Like compared to certain movies, like what he's wearing, like kids wear that shit now. But this is like, it really captures something, that feeling of being powerless. Like, he didn't ask for all these people to be there, right? He didn't ask you to go on this trip or have to sleep with this kid. Look at his face right here.
Yep. It's like, I'm going to piss in your bed.
And his name is Fuller.
I know,
he's full of piss. You know.
Freaking Buzz.
But yeah, just like the frustration of like, you're in this situation.
And dude, like, control. You see what Kevin does here? I've done this before.
Knock shit over and tackle someone?
Yeah, just attack somebody.
What happened? Tell us your version of the Home Alone.
Well, I mean, when you're a little kid and your big brother does something that pisses you off and you can't control it, so you just attack him.
Yeah.
And then you get in trouble for it because you both were fighting.
That's right. You started it. I don't give a shit who started.
Yep.
Here's a great line.
Yep.
And everyone just freezes.
I use that line a lot.
There's a couple of great ones.
I use that line a lot in normal conversation, dude.
Yeah?
You did, you little jerk.
Like at work and stuff?
Yeah.
Sure.
I do it to people. It's funny.
It's funny.
Very, very few people get it, dude.
Only the smart people.
It's so messed up. Look how everything's on Kevin.
It's all on him. Buzz gets away with it. $122 for how many pizzas was it?
12.
Okay, that's it would actually be more than that today, right?
Yeah,
depending on the
pizza.
We have to look up Little Nemo's prices. And there we go, man. He sees that gold tooth. He remembers that. He remembers that gold tooth. Comes into play later on.
So good, man.
It's little touches, man. That's what it's all about. A little more a little extra TLC.
Yeah, it's good polish.
That's how you make it, man. Being dragged away by your mother. Would you remember things like that? He won't just go to just to make sure he goes to his room. Like, because like if she just tells him to, he probably won't do it.
Yep.
He'll physically take him there.
Look at that. Dummy.
The third floor. Have you ever slept with a kid who wet the bed? Next to a kid who wet the bed?
No.
When you were a kid, not as a man, but when you were both kids.
No.
That'd be pretty awful, I would think.
Oh, fuck that, dude.
Did you ever have that one weird relative or something that you didn't want to really...
Oh, yeah. I had a relative who always stunk.
It was the smelly version of Fuller. you ever done this kind of thing where you're just like, I hate you, I see a guy?
I've never said something that bad.
Yeah, I didn't.
But I've said something like along those lines.
I've heard like other people say that.
Oh, I've heard kids just straight up say I hate you and stuff.
Like my siblings and whatnot. So he could have got further if he was like, I wish you all were dead.
Yeah.
Imagine that. And there you go, you see the...
Dude, look how cool this room is.
The whole house is great. You see the Illinois flag there.
Yep.
Made famous by CM Punk.
Yep. He's a big fan of Punk.
2 decades later.
Look at those bed sheets. How 90s is that?
He's a big Punk fan, yeah.
Look at those bed sheets, though.
Yeah, those look like something I might have had.
Look how fucking 90s those shape.
It's a moon
For some reason, I like this shot of the moon. And he does it a few times.
And this is another setup, yeah. Like, so, like the electricity goes out,
the wind
go down. Yeah, so it's like a perfect storm of things. They really try to set it up of why they would leave him behind, how he could get left behind, you know.
But do you see like all the commotion and like something's coming? Look at that zoom in. It's cool, man.
It's like the Evil Dead or something.
Yep,
something's coming for him. Hey, this kind of stuff happens in the suburbs, right? I know. Yeah, it's interesting that he's basically like a wealthy kid, you know.
Yep.
It was kind of an interesting choice. But I think they really wanted to give you that feeling of like, this is who you want to be or something, where you want to live. You want to be this kid. You want to be able to do the stuff he does.
I always thought of it like, okay, like Kevin has all this crazy, you know, he's pretty much a wealthy kid. He's got all this stuff, but he still isn't like that happy. Yeah,
but then at the end, you kind of realize what is important.
Yep.
And I guess also they had to set it up that the people actually want to rob the house.
I love this scene so much.
If it was a crappy house, like they wouldn't actually want to break in so bad, maybe.
I don't know why I love this scene so much with the sped, like the footage
fast forward, man. That's all you gotta do.
Dude, I love this kid. Look at this
frames out. Yeah, this kid's out of his mind. And I was thinking about the alternative timeline Home Alone where his house gets broken into and he's home alone. I feel like this kid would have murdered them. Like he would have shot them, he would have eaten their bodies.
Look how cool this kid is.
He's insane. This kid's insane. He either grew up to be a serial killer or like he's running a corporation as a CEO. What are the others?
Awesome. Yeah, he's either a complete failure or a complete success.
Yes.
There is no middle ground with him.
How do you even get in there? Hell out of here, kid. Little Chicago accent going on.
Yep.
It also gives you that little like Midwest feel to it, the whole thing, you know? Which a lot of John Hughes movies really kind of capture that, like, that America, you know?
I think having a giant family also helped sell the fact that they would forget Kevin or not really focus that someone's missing.
This chick really screwed up. She kind of disappears for the rest of the movie.
Look at this yo-yo that he plays with.
Yeah.
What the hell is that?
I don't know.
Like he's just
something I probably would have wanted. Like it was a commercial on Nickelodeon at the time,
right? Like who's that kid and where are his parents?
Uncle Frank's being negative. Yeah, that's that neighbor kid you know what I mean?
Yep. Ain't got nothing better to do.
That one neighbor kid who's always hanging around.
Look at this guy. He's like Super Mario.
Oh, man. So 1999, SNES wasn't even out yet at this point?
Nope. That's crazy, right?
You're going back some days here.
He's got those, like, Tiger games.
Oh, yeah, I had those things.
Poor bastard doesn't even have a Game Boy because it's not out.
Maybe it was just coming out. Just running through the airport. If this was now, they'd be arrested immediately while you're running.
Oh, yeah, right.
Take your shoes off, and they would be Guantanamo, this whole family.
You know what's something that I noticed about this film?
Yes.
And like I said, I saw a documentary on this not too long ago where
really?
They said whenever they were making this movie, almost every scene, everybody was having fun.
Yeah.
Like them running through this and them doing this stuff and Kevin and, Marv and Harry doing all their antics. They said everybody was having fun.
They got the Chuck Berry music right now. So, like, not only was the John Williams original stuff awesome, but the other songs they threw in.
And I think that's the best way to do it now.
So
like
good.
You have an original score, you put in a couple of like hits in there or something good popular, something good.
It's really good choices all around.
There's a lot of movies that just focus on commercial music.
Mm.
Look at this cool shot.
It's like,
it's
what
so
happened?
cool.
They're all dead.
And it's cool because it's partly his mom's fault for putting him up there.
It's just a problem all around.
American Airlines.
It was the perfect start. The power goes out. They miss the alarm clock doesn't go off because they don't have phones or anything that run on batteries. Alarms on batteries didn't exist.
The way he scratches his ass.
You could actually get away with like being late for work, man. I remember doing that in the 90s, being like, "Oh, my power went out and my alarm never went off." Try getting away with that shit today. You know?
Yep.
But you could pull that off once in a while back then.
I had a TV like that in my room.
Yeah, I had a kitchen one similar to that with black and white
combo.
Oh wow. Yeah, we had a black and white one in the kitchen that was small and it had like just on antenna.
You know what I really like about this scene or this whole time where he's walking around the house?
Mm.
To me, and I don't know if I'm reading too much into it, but it really foreshadows like what he has to work with. Because later on, you know that scene in the kitchen where they're trying to go through the back door.
Okay.
It shows like okay, like he's, it's kind of showing you the lay of the land. Like okay, what's in the house? This is the kitchen. This is the back door. This is the basement. Where you'll see him try to do his laundry and stuff.
Yeah.
It starts showing you what's like the little battlefields that he'll be in later on in the film.
Setting it up.
Yeah, kind of setting
the
it up.
land.
So whenever they go through the back door and they go through the basement, you've already seen the basement. So you're like, okay, I know where they are. Look at that first class bullshit.
First class in the 90s. Great. Who are these people behind them? I want to know their story.
Right?
So chemistry trying to figure out what went down.
See, this is what I mean. Like they show the hallway.
Huh. Yeah, I never really picked up on that, but you're right.
Like they're showing you pretty much the landscape, like the map of the house pretty much.
Mm.
Because you see him walking from room to room. So next time you see the hallway when he's fighting, you kind of know exactly where he is.
How do you feel about his performance in this?
Who's Macaulay? Oh, dude! I mean, to put so much on this kid,
yeah,
to do this movie, like he pretty much makes the movie.
Yeah, it was like the perfect kid. I don't think was there a bigger star in the world.
No,
in 1990, the Macaulay Culkin.
And so here's what I'm talking about. Like they show the basement and they show you all this stuff in it and the stairs going up.
This kind of reminds you of things, man. There's always a weird part of your house or someone like your relative's house or something where it's like, as a kid, and
you don't want to be there.
Like, what is this? Well, something's not right here.
And look at the mannequins and crap that they have in there, the masks and stuff.
They just have so much stuff,
but they make it look so creepy, with the mannequins and everything.
He uses those mannequins later.
Yep,
he uses everything.
That's what I mean. Like they really showing you all these things that he has to work with.
Yeah,
this is so crazy.
Whoa.
They originally wanted there to be a scene where Macaulay has a dream and that furnace actually gets up and starts chasing him around the house.
Oh, my God. So what, they just felt it was too much?
They thought it was too much, and they said it was like too pricey for such a one scene.
So they never actually filmed it, they just...
No, they never filmed it. They wanted to make a giant prop of like that furnace that gets up and uproots itself and starts chasing him down the hallway.
Okay. We were talking about special features before. Was there ever like deleted scenes in this movie? I never saw anything.
I don't think so. Look at this.
I made them disappear.
And then look at
They're gone for just remembering all the horrible things they said. I love his face, man. Little finger tap.
Yeah, exactly. Counting. Exactly. He's like calculating.
Almost calculating all the shit that they said to him. I wiped them off the face of the earth.
And then look at his realization.
He just goes crazy.
Look at him. Look at him. He says the same line again in like the best tone.
Yeah.
Like it's so
This is what I do This is what I do when I'm home alone.
Dude, I'll be honest. After being influenced by this film when I was a little kid, the few times that I was home alone, I did do this shit.
Fuck, trash the house, set up some...
I just did stupid stuff like this.
Did they find out later or you cleaned it up?
I cleaned it up.
So no one knew that you were jumping on the bed.
Look at him going crazy. And this is what I mean, that Macaulay was the only one who would be able to do this.
This is a great line right here. Look at this. With the Playboy. And how does a kid react to this?
Broadcast nudes.
No clothes on anybody. Sickening. And just the way that's written, so cool. Because you should have been he could have been gross or something, but he almost uses adult. He tries to be an adult basically with these adult phrases and things. Buzz's girlfriend. I would go out with her.
Well, you know that's not. You 13, know that's
back to Buzz.
You know that's I think that's John Hughes' son.
What? Yeah, in a wig.
It's in a wig because
damn.
I think he said that he thought it would be messed up to use a real girl, and then kind of make fun of her for being looking like that.
Okay. So these, do you remember these sports figures, man? What they were called?
Oh yeah, dude.
You see the Larry Bird right there. That was probably the.
This scene, for some reason, this scene is so cool, and again, it's showing you where that thing leads to.
Just trashes the whole house.
Look at this! Look at all this shit.
All right, so here we go with the movie.
Cool. Dude, oh my god, I love this so much.
Angels with Filthy Souls. It was actually, it was a fake movie created for the...
yeah, dude, I looked for that movie, and it doesn't exist.
Yeah, I was wondering. I found out maybe a couple years ago that they just made it up, and then they, in Home Alone 2, they actually made the Angels with Filthier Souls.
Yep.
Was the sequel. So there you go, man.
Look at what he's eating.
Ralph Foodie was the actor who played that part.
Here's the amazing part.
They should make this now. You know what I mean?
I would love to
just put the movie out now. People love that, dude. It's like a very internet meta thing to do, right?
Here's the awesome line. I used this line too.
Today? Yesterday?
Yeah. You're ugly. Yella. No keeper off my property.
All right, Johnny. I'm sorry.
Look at his face. Look at Kevin.
He's like, oh my god. He's still, oh man, he's covered his eyes, but it looks a little bit. Dude.
The cackle, man.
Right. You got those scan lines going.
And then he cries for his mom.
What's he reading right there?
Nobody's Angel.
You have to look that up. If it was a big book at the time or something.
Thomas McGuane?
I don't know. I'm going to get it. I'm going to get this book. For the real Home Alone experience.
And then they show that maternal instinct where she feels something's wrong.
Yeah, dude, it's a disturbance in the force.
That shit's real, man. I've seen that 10 happen.
10 years before the Phantom Menace changed our lives. Star Wars was actually back in Home Alone.
I've seen that actually happen, that maternal instinct stuff.
Mother's just...
It really does happen.
Huh? You have the typical dad just blowing it off.
Yeah.
Crazy broad.
Yeah.
Did everything we had to do. Earlier on, she says, we kind of glanced over, but she says, well, we're such a heel. We're such heels for being in first class while they're in coach.
Yeah.
She was a great heel, just similar to Rick Rude and King Kong Bundy back in 1990.
Look at this. When I saw...
This is shit I would do, yeah.
What is he trying to accomplish? He knows he's not going anywhere.
So this is stuff that we would, as kids, you would just look around, you go to someone's home or something, you would just plan things out like this. You could never do it.
Exactly.
But you'd be like, I could do this here, I could do that, I could hang on this thing, climb on this.
And of course, I'm sure Mr. Ebert hated this because the physics are all wrong.
Yeah, it's not believable.
But what I really like about that is he knows that he's not going to get that far. He knows he's going to go outside, but he knows he's not going to go anywhere. But he still dresses up just to go outside.
Because it makes sense, right? When you go outside,
that one short ride was worth it.
Yeah, he's got these like really awesome quirks about him. Like this is when you go outside, this is what you wear. Like it's very simple thinking, right? Oh, Uncle Frank, you dick,
you heartless bastard.
Yeah.
And here's the cool introduction. And look at the camera, you know? Look at the
shot. So for the first time, you get to see both of them together. Got Daniel Stern there.
It's a wonderful performance.
Who I did not know was the narrator on The Wonder Years.
Really?
I had no idea that was him.
Me neither.
It's crazy, man.
I love how he has it all like written down. Look at this. And he's all proud of it.
672. These guys are professionals.
Yep.
But you notice they don't have weapons with them.
Nope.
So they won't get that charge for like armed.
They're old school.
Old school cat burglars.
Yep.
Very G. What is that? What does that mean? Lots of stereos, VCRs. Got a closet full of porn. Sex toys.
What's cool is that this shows you that he's been going around every house skulking.
These guys got some balls, man. Going to the same neighborhood repeatedly.
And every single time, ever since I was a kid, every single time I see a crowbar, I think of this movie. Every single time.
I should have called it Crowbar.
I see a crowbar and I'm like, just like Marvin Harry.
There you go.
I think we've all done this at least once in our lives, right?
Just passed out.
Just eat a bunch of crap and just lay around and not do
That's my Christmas Eve, man. Coming up. I'm looking forward to that.
And you know what, man? The best part about it, you ain't hurt nobody but yourself, and you're just having... You're
hurting yourself a little bit.
You're fucking... I mean, yeah, it doesn't matter. It's endorphins.
And like on top of their truck, they have like all kinds of pots and pans and stuff. What is that?
Yeah.
Stuff they've taken.
Dude, and this is a scary feeling right here, where he hears the car.
Yeah, man.
And
there's a lot of like, if you look at it the wrong way, there's a lot of really threatening undertones.
Dude, like right here. Look at this.
Dude, yeah, imagine that you're home alone, you see that shit?
Fuck that.
Yeah. That happened to me now, I'd be like, whoa.
Yeah, exactly. It happens now, you'd still be scared shit.
Here's the thing, though, man. People like the McAllisters, a house like that, they got guns in that house somewhere.
Right.
Anyone's home I've ever been to that's that nice, they got a gun. So lucky for Harry Marv, Kevin did not find the dad's gun. And these guys are so dead set on this house, they just keep going back multiple times.
Yeah, exactly. That's because when he looked inside, he saw all these things, and you saw him walking from room to room, looking around. And see, look, this is the initial reaction.
Yeah, what do you do?
And then notice how, over the course of the film, his reaction changes.
Mm. So this is the Paris airport. They actually filmed it in O'Hare, which is the Chicago airport. Just kind of changed some signs around, and
yeah, and I'd imagine
magic.
I'd imagine it's much more. They found some French-looking people or European-looking people.
Found some white people. Is that what you're saying?
No, that's a black lady right there.
A lot of white people in this movie.
Yeah.
Is it 100% white? I think it might be.
Yeah, it is.
Wow, all right.
Holy shit.
Interesting.
For the record, I never noticed that.
Home Alone.
There's no black character.
White people.
Look at this. I always thought this was cool. How he stayed there.
Little inner monologue going on, Batman style.
Yep.
Dark Knight Returns style. Kind of talks to himself. Motivates himself.
And look, just 5 minutes, and now he feels this way.
And there he is. This guy doesn't do himself any favors, though. You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't say anything.
Or dragging the thing and just wearing
look how he looks.
The stare.
Can't say hello or something. Of course he does later, but I mean...
There's the famous Macaulay Culkin scream.
Yeah, which you get a couple times.
Doesn't lock
That
the door.
right there is very famous. I remember kids trying to reenact that all the time. This right here, awesome. And this is great stuff right here, man. Both of these characters. Like, anytime they had an extra character in there, they always like a personality.
Yep.
Some kind of quirkiness to them. And yeah, both of these people here really do a nice job. Transfer those calls, man. And this guy, man.
Yeah, this guy is...
Pay attention to the phone. He actually gets donut on the mouthpiece of the phone. And then you see it, like, fall off. You just don't give a shit. What's he reading right there?
And he's just going through, like, basic procedure. Like, this shit happens all the time.
Every day I gotta deal with this.
Yeah, right here.
Yeah, right there's a little donut on the
That's
mouthpiece.
awesome, dude.
See, little touches, man.
I didn't even notice that. That's not something I remember.
You would never notice it, but like if you watch it, it just adds a little touch. Just going back.
Yep.
No cell phones, man. You couldn't make this movie today.
Yeah, you gotta go by the payphone.
You gotta go by the payphone. She's got an actual book with numbers written in it. They gotta go through. And they're wealthy white people, so they have no one's home. Everyone goes on trips, apparently, for Christmas.
To France.
To France. That's right.
I always thought it was weird. Like, what I always wondered, like, what is she rapping, or why is she rapping it?
Okay.
Like, it's like you said, they're all characters. They're all doing something.
Even this guy, a little cop action. These guys want to be doing this either. Yeah, like this movie's made by his facial expressions and
exactly
reactions, and like it just makes it work.
His delivery, he has timing. He's so good.
This guy's another CM Punk Colt Cabana fan.
Mm-hmm.
I've been to that Chicago area a number of times. Really like it a lot. Real nice place. And this chick right here, working behind the desk at the airport. Mm-hmm. I've never met an airport person that is this kind or will actually listen to you at all.
Really?
Oh, no way.
I've only flown once, and it was a pretty pleasant experience.
Usually they really want nothing to do with you. Or maybe that's just me, I don't know.
It's just the way
it might just be a me thing. We don't want to deal with this guy. She's so nice, look. She's like, we'll do everything we can, and wow.
Well, I think the world was a lot more civil back then, John.
It's different time.
Nowadays, everybody's a savage.
Everyone's a savage. Everyone's afraid of each other. Yeah, these people act like this at an airport right now. They'd be taken away, like I said. They don't care about the kid. This song is by Southside Johnny. I know that because I have the subtitles on.
Oh, really?
So it actually tells you like all this crazy stuff. Every song tells you who did it. This is this is probably one of the more famous parts. This is like I remember this from the commercial.
Yeah.
Just using all these different products.
Like, what's cool? He's using products just for the sake of using products.
Because you're supposed to, right?
Like, he thinks, like, my dad uses all this crap.
Yeah, I'm supposed to do it. Here we go.
How famous is that?
Sign the check, man. That's it right there. That was the moneymaker for him.
This is so cool. There's always something that's out of your reach that you did something stupid just to get.
And you just destroy everything in an attempt to get it.
And for some reason, dude, like how everybody's done this, right? Everybody's tried to get somewhere where you're not supposed to go or you can't go, and you do something so dangerously stupid.
Balls is into a lot of different sports.
Yeah, he's into everything.
He's got a lot of look at this.
Yep.
I like how they filmed that one. It was like just such a perfect break, right?
Yep.
Balls has got like a lot of Chicago stuff. He's also got like Isaiah Thomas. all other teams. He's got like $5 in there, right?
Yep. His life savings.
And he knew that he had it there, so he saw him do it or something.
Yep.
There's the spider gets loose.
Cool.
Was the spider ever named? Do we know what the spider is?
And this is cool because this is the first time he actually goes outside.
Did Fuller ever wet the bed? Do we know? It would have been awesome if Fuller wet the bed and then he used like the filthy sheets to hit Marv and Harry with them. That could have been something from, that could have been a callback right there.
Yep.
And
dude, I love the way...
He's just being an asshole.
I love the way, like, he robs. Like, he's being a dick. Look. He's just taking shit for the sake of taking shit.
I guess you don't want to put your fingerprints on it, though, because then you get, they can track you, so it's use the crowbar for everything.
But, like, he's just taking shit for the sake of taking it.
And the old voicemail. He's got, like, snorkel.
Dude, for some reason, I always remember this kaleidoscope scene.
Yeah, it's interesting that he's messing with that. He's just so confident at this point. Everything's just going so well. He plays with some toys for a bit.
But then you see inside the kaleidoscope, like, look how cool this is. Look at this.
It's a nice transition, man.
Like, how cool is that? I don't know, man.
This is an interesting scene here.
Yep. Like, to him, it matters,
Yeah. Yeah, they gave him a great personality. Like, my age, when I was that age, I was not, it's not this interesting at all.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. Like,
I had very little to say.
It's like what you're talking about. He has a character, too.
Yeah. Here we go again with this guy. He's being a little, I don't know. This guy doesn't have good self-awareness, I think. Look what he does here.
Well, you know what's a good perspective? Maybe this is the way Kevin sees him.
It's not... Yeah, but look at you have a bloody hand, you put it down like that in front of him? Hey, look, he's like... If somebody did that to you tonight at a store, you'd be afraid, dude.
Yeah.
Never mind a friggin' 8-year-old or whatever he's supposed to be in this.
And look how he's just like... He's like so scared that he just like walks away with it.
And now this is the strange part of the movie where you root for a kid that stole something to get away from the cops, right? I like that. That was kind of like a Superman thing almost, like this very clean, white bread kid.
Stop that kid.
Yeah, this is where you root for the kid who stole something to get away from the cops. Yeah, it is, right?
And it's cool because, like, yeah, like you said, it builds up Kevin as, like, you want him to get away.
Yeah, and then he feels really bad about it, too, at the end.
Because you know he's innocent.
Yeah, it was perfect for this part of the movie, too. Gives you a little action. What kind of park is this, man? People are doing shit like that.
It's the 90s.
Nowhere I've ever been, dude. Yeah, this was before the internet, man, so people would actually go outside.
Yeah, exactly.
Start doing ballet on the ice. Ice dancing. Now it's like, fuck, I don't want to do that. I'll just watch somebody else do it on my phone.
They weren't doing movie commentaries and uploading it to YouTube.
That's right. Yeah, man, we wouldn't be able to do this. We'd have to, like, we actually have to do something outside.
He's like,
to be fair, that was more safe to do things outside back then.
Yeah. And here we go, the Wet Bandits.
The Wet Bandits are born.
So stupid. And I like how Harry just, like, trashes on him for it.
They gotta make a new version of this, man. Get Macaulay back. Bring them all back.
Look at this.
And do some kind of thing where they come after him after all this time.
Here's another weird quirk that I really loved. You notice how he takes out the chewing gum and he puts it under the snow globe?
No, I didn't even notice
that.
Oh, there you go.
Look. What the hell is that?
Yeah, just like just weird stuff, right?
He's got multiple ones.
Oh, you know what he's doing? He's sticking it to the dash.
Yeah, exactly. But why?
Because it's just what he's done. So it's like, yeah, it's a nice little touch.
That's something that always stuck with me, dude. I'm like, why is he doing that?
He's like, I want to stick all these things here. What do I use gum to do it. Here we go, man. It's the first time he meets the both of them.
And then, and look at the fashion that he meets them. Like, he almost dies.
Yeah. They could have taken him out right there. It shows Marvin Harry aren't looking to kill kids, just looking to steal some stuff.
Yep.
This is not Joe Pesci from his other movies.
Nope.
That'd be something. The Goodfellas Joe Pesci in this one?
Well, on the documentary that I saw, look at the smile again. In the documentary I saw, there was plenty of takes where Joe Pesci would get really into it and he would drop a few F-bombs.
Oh, really? Like in front of the kid?
And they had to pretty much told him, hey, dial it back and let's do it again. And it was a few times.
When I work with Scorsese, he freaking tells me to do that. Now I have to.
Well, Joe Pesci, like, apparently he gets real into it and he started throwing F-bombs and stuff and it's like, hey, nope, can't do this. This is really cool. It's so blatant, too.
Yeah, I just thought that was weird at the end. He has to bite his fingers off. That was just kind of weird, but... Yeah, this is nice.
I love how blatant this is. Like, it's so cartoony, like Wile E. Coyote shit.
Yeah.
It's exactly what it is.
That's what it is. It's a lot of it's like, a cartoon come to life, right? It's a little tilt on the camera right there, just to give you that impression that's, their perspective. So it wasn't, like, completely straight.
Mm-hmm.
A little shake going here. Here we go with that awesome music coming in.
And again, more foreshadow with the chapel.
And just showing how smart he is, right?
Yep.
It's like there's a lot of superhero elements to this movie. It's a superhero movie in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
It's like there's a lot of that going on. This is a better superhero movie than Man of Steel, I would say. Look at this.
You could actually make arguments to that. That's the sad part.
Oh.
This is so cool.
I don't know how he had time to do this, but, Yeah, he's a badass, dude.
Yep. I mean, yeah, you always, immediately you notice that he's not stupid.
Those guys come back, I'll be ready.
Yep. And this just shows you,
like, Rambo line right there.
I know, dude. It's so cool. And this is awesome. How cool is this?
There's a lot of calls to Rocky. We'll talk about that later. But just it has the feel of getting ready for that big fight at the end,
Look how cool this is.
Yeah, this is awesome. The Jingle Bell Rock.
But you know what's cool? The way they show it first, you're seeing it through their perspective, so you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
In your head, the first thing that I saw was did he invite people?
Yeah, they don't show him setting up or anything, right? It's just.
And then you see this.
It makes you wonder why they have these mannequins, man. His mom works.
Maybe clothing.
She works in the fashion industry or something. I don't know.
And then look how genius he was in putting the Michael Jordan on the train.
This movie's so old. This is before Michael Jordan ever won a championship. This came out.
Look how smart it is for him to
This looks so
put the
fun.
thing on the record player.
Just having a great time. These guys are so persistent, dude.
Yep.
They just want this house so bad. It's always one step ahead of them.
Mm-hmm.
Shots of Paris right there. Is that It's a Wonderful Life?
Yep. It's
French?
Cool.
Is that what's going on?
Yep.
There's Fuller. I assume he's pissing himself. And I like this here, local Frank. Just those are for later. He's sent me to the.
Yep.
See the Eiffel Tower out the window. I wonder how they
might be a backdrop.
Backdrop, or it's nice. Nice touch.
And they don't directly show it. They just show that
directly.
small
Yeah, you're
part
right.
of it.
Exactly. They'll show them right in front of it. Probably wouldn't even notice it. First time watching, maybe, right?
Yeah, and also keep in mind we're watching like a very high resolution version of it.
Yeah.
At the time, I'm pretty sure it wasn't that clear. A lot of things weren't very clear.
It wasn't digital projection. It was freaking projection, right?
Even the VHS copy would look rough.
That's right. It looked worse than the movie theater. So I assume that these are his two siblings. Buzz and whoever this chick is. We don't know her name. Buzz is just a prick, man. What's going on with this guy?
Hey, he's just an asshole.
He's got the haircut. I know kids like this.
Look at his teeth.
He thinks he's like the coolest dude, right? He's the biggest badass there is.
Yep.
And there we go. Called back to that, man. Hitting the statue.
Look at the windows.
Little Nero's, no fiddling around.
I always wondered when I was a kid, like, why do they keep hitting the damn statue?
It's just a bit, man.
It's like, but they keep hitting it. Here's an amazing scene.
He's got an Italian flag on his collar. Very nice.
Yep.
I don't know what kind of sound system the McAllisters have in 1990,
right.
man. Pull this off. But
pretty big speaker.
Well, you think it's actually happening inside, right? So this became the basis for so many prank calls in the future, right? With the Schwarzenegger voices or all those soundboards. It was basically the invention of the soundboard to mess with people, troll people.
How did he time it so perfectly?
He just knew, man. He's got that rewind, he's got that fast forward. If you did that back then, the tape would be like all messed up, right?
Right.
That much fast forwarding and rewinding, the tape would get all messed up. When the tape comes out of it, and you got to like rewind it.
Sometimes when you kept messing with VCR tapes, VHSs, if you kept messing with them, it would actually like jump and delete certain scenes.
Oh yeah,
it would actually,
dude.
Yeah, you would actually like jump from scene to scene. I remember that shit happening.
Yeah, you could actually absolutely screw it up.
Like, what the hell? Think about it. Like, you watched that movie so many times, you actually shortened it.
Oh, there's movies that you would have to like throw out the tape.
Yep.
Buy it again.
Pretty ingenious.
Yeah, but you did pay him anyway, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You probably could have gotten it for free, I would think. But he's not a thief anymore. He learned his lesson from the previous thing that happened. Now we got some more characters stopping by. These two are got some personality to them as well. The older couple. This guy was in a lot of stuff back then. I don't know who he is. Just the face, though. I really feel like he's someone I saw a lot.
This old man.
Yeah, the old man talking.
He's like, come on.
It's the desperation. How would you handle the situation? The kid's home alone. What do you do?
If my kid was home alone?
Yeah, what do you do? Are you going to do the same stuff? You're going to offer the Rolex and the money?
I think the first thing I would do is try to contact a family member that could get to my kid.
Johnny Carson, man. I remember staying up late once in a while, seeing the Carson.
Yeah, I used to watch him. Like, I wasn't a huge fan, but I used to...
I don't really understand. I just knew when Johnny Carson comes on and you're up and you're watching it, that's a special moment.
As a kid, it felt like Johnny Carson was on all night.
You just thought, yeah, when I go to bed, Johnny Carson comes on, he's on the whole night, and then the next day, Nickelodeon comes back on.
That, and also, like, a lot of people talked about him, and you just thought that's what it was cool to watch, you know?
McAllisters have a huge family. Parents just having sex constantly.
Well, again, like you
out
said,
children.
You don't know who's his immediate family, who's
That's
his cousins.
true. Yeah, we never really know.
And look at this coin.
That's right.
It's so funny.
It's the Drifters. It just seems like he's maybe getting ready for like hours, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
His day consists of just getting ready.
And what's funny is like he keeps doing the same thing.
Because you have to do it, right?
And then he gets the damn aftershave.
Because that's what you do. Even though it hurts, you still do it. Spider-Man.
Oh, this is cool.
Yeah.
Seeing him shop. Because you can tell he has no freaking idea what's going on. But he's trying.
With that milk.
He just grabs the first fucking thing that he sees.
Now, this chick here, she cares way too much about this. Like, again, in my area, no one cares. This kid comes through.
Yeah, they would have just rang you up.
They just ring you up. They don't give a shit. They don't want to even talk to you. See, she's getting way too into it, man.
Look at all these 90s products.
No organic food at all that didn't exist yet.
The Wonder Bread, the fucking...
Mm-hmm. A lot of stuff is still, but now there's no organic back then, or any of this stuff that people talk about now, right?
Look how nonchalant he is about it. And look at this one. This cool line.
It's for the kids.
Like, he's not a kid, you know?
Coupons.
Yeah, man, coupons are the shit.
So that was today. You can just call the Peapod, have them deliver the groceries.
Pay all cash.
Handles just like a pro, man. He thought about this beforehand.
And then, look at his delivery on this.
I don't think so.
Oh my god,
he's
dude.
very Batman. He's Batman, dude. Because he think about this. He thinks about the situation before he gets into it. Of what could happen. What do I have to do? He's good at building shit. He grows up to be the Batman.
Well, look how quick he is about answering all her crap, and he's lying about everything. And here's a cool scene. I've always worried about this.
How does he get the stuff back? What do you think he does?
What I would do, I would combine the bags into like a super bag. Look at all the crap that he uses.
Think that's a product placement right there? You think?
There's been a couple. I've seen Panasonic.
Do you think they paid him for it, or do you think it was just like we got to use something?
I would like to think they paid him. I don't think that would be random.
They existed back then, but not like today, where it's blatant.
You could hear him say, "Hello, Kevin."
Hello, Kevin. That's right.
It's awesome. No, but that line when he's getting checked out, he's like, "I don't think so."
I don't think so.
That's so cool, man. And like he answered all her questions so quickly, like on a snap.
Yeah.
And he lied about the whole thing, just lies after lies.
Yeah, Joe Pesci here trying to figure out what's going on.
A bald Joe Pesci, very rare.
Yeah, well, fits the character, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it looks.
He gets his hair blown off with a blowtorch. Maybe they didn't want to have like actual hair that catches fire later on.
Well, I think it looks cool because he looks so different from his other roles.
Yeah, but you think about it, it was a Goodfellas that year, so that won so many awards and critical, success and everything, and then you have this as well, which is like the total, completely different type of movie, but
yeah, man,
which is the hugest, one of the biggest movies of all time. I mean,
and look at this. His shoes like such a cheap shoe. See, look at the speakers.
Yeah, I love this part, man. And he's like, "Do we know a guy named Snakes?" Right?
Yeah, do we know a Snakes?
Do we know a Snakes? He's like, "I think we know a Snakes."
Look at his face.
Oh, yeah, here we go. Yeah, like he's so afraid, right?
It's like,
God, what did I stumble into here?
The most cowardly person in this film isn't even Kevin, it's him.
Uh-huh. Yeah, he's more he's more of a child than Kevin is, right?
Yeah, exactly. Emerson. Look at him.
There's a nice touch right there, man.
He timed it perfectly.
Just dives into the trash. Look at Kevin.
And Kevin's the one laughing.
Keep the change, you filthy animal.
Just lip syncing in this movie. He does it like 4 times.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Oh, here we go. So abused to the job, there's 2 of them. One of them's got blown away. I heard that name, Snakes. Yeah, this is like perfect casting with these guys, right?
Yep.
So now they decide to wait it out. Smarter one of the pair.
Exactly. Look how long it takes him to like respond to it.
Just gotta think about it, man. It sounded like a snake. This guy's awesome. Oh, here we go, man. You see him in the background.
Mr. Candy.
The great John Candy. Think about this movie. He's got John Candy and Joe Pesci in the same film.
It's kind of a big deal back then.
They never interact with each other, but think about it, like those two paths cross.
It's a pretty big deal back then.
Universe, right? I think it is, absolutely. You know, one guy's more comedy, the other guy's more into those mob movies, Scorsese movies. Somehow in the same film. I'm tired. I pissed myself like Fuller. Scranton. The home of The Office many years later.
Yep.
Perhaps a young Michael Scott's in the background.
Some connection there, yep.
Perhaps he's there. And I love this part of John Candy here, dude. Awesome lines. Sold my soul, the devil himself, to get home.
You know what? Something else that I noticed about the McAllisters is how she feels like when she doesn't get her way or they don't get what they want, it's kind of very troubling for them because they're so used to having it all.
Because rich white people.
She can pay with everything, and she can give all these like expensive items. Yet she still can't get what she needs.
So maybe they kind of taught Kevin some bad things.
Yeah.
Why he acts how he acts. Do you think there's actually stuff like this happens? Like for people that work in the airport, we should have somebody on maybe. Does this ever happen to them? Like I have to get home. So, this is going on.
I'm sure it does, dude. It has to happen. Something where I need to get on this plane now, or something happens.
I love this part of John Candy. He just won't let this go. He's like, "Do you know who we are?" And then she's like, "No." And then he starts going to all the songs.
Yep. Polka.
Look at him. So awesome.
He was great.
It's a really big hit in the early 70s. Oh my god. Yeah, it's a real shame this man ain't walking the earth anymore.
Yeah. I always thought it was funny when he says, "See the guy in the yellow jacket," and there's like so many people with yellow jackets.
It's like, "You're big in Chicago?" He's like, No, Wisconsin, Sheboygan. Look at this guy, man. He's got that demeanor about him. Just a friendly dude.
Yeah, he's such a good actor.
You just want to walk up to him and just hug him, and never let go. They could have gone so meta with this movie, man. They could have put out that Angels with Filthy Souls movie. They could have released the Polka album.
Dude,
this is all stuff they would do like today. You know what I mean? And
I would watch the hell out of that movie.
I get the John Candy Polka album for sure, man. And Kevin just doing stuff around the house, getting his own Christmas tree, dude. He's cutting that sucker down.
I know. I know it, dude. It's like everybody's facial expressions is so good.
Yeah. The way he reacted was like almost like he doesn't really understand what he's saying. You know what I mean? Like he's just agreeing with him.
Yeah.
Ah, dude, that'd freak you out right here.
Yup. The reflection.
You're just in your house hanging out with some Joe Pesci's in the window. That would scare you.
Fuck that.
He handles like a pro though, but a little smarter. So he doesn't really want to go through with it, man. You know? Because he even says, like, you want to come back here and the kids here? You sure?
And there's a line. Like, sometimes, this is a pet peeve of mine when it comes to films is whenever the film repeats its own title.
Okay.
And sometimes it could be really, really, really bad and cheesy. Yeah. And this one was awesome.
He's home alone.
Yep. It's cool.
I wonder if it was hard to name this movie, because you have a lot of different options, right?
Oh, yeah. You could call it a lot of things.
Well, that was the most basic and probably the best thing you could come up with.
And it's just like you said, it's ambiguous, just enough for you to wonder what the hell does it mean. Is it a horror movie? Is it a drama? You have no idea.
It's a home invasion movie with two adults trying to go after a child, but it's a comedy for children.
Exactly.
What a weird mix.
And then this part is so cool. Watching him in this little U-Haul style truck with the polka guys just playing polka for no damn reason.
That's what they do.
There's no audience.
He wants her to do it.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Yeah, it's real snow over everything too, you know, like.
This part is so cool.
Alright, so yeah, this is what I'm saying. This is like, so he now knows that they're coming at 9 o'clock because he heard them outside. Mm-hmm. This reminds me of Rocky, like a lot of the setup. So in Rocky, he goes to see the priest before the fight.
Yeah.
Kevin goes to see Santa for his fight.
Look at this. Nice shoes.
Very 90s teenager working at the place for minimum wage. Probably minimum wage in 90, probably $4 or something.
With a leather jacket.
Yeah. The Blossom leather jacket, and this guy's freaking awesome.
Yep. Look, he
throws it away. What do you think his get-together is about?
I don't know.
What is this guy wearing, man? Is that the Santa suit? Is it like gray, or is that like his own coat?
I think maybe he already took off the Santa suit.
Why is he wearing the hat and the beard?
I don't know, man.
What's happening here? Well, yeah, I'll say it again. Like, all these extra characters, like, they're all just knocking it out.
But you know what's really cool? How Kevin's like, I know you're not the real Santa. I know you're just one of his messengers or something. Yeah. So it's like he's smart, but not completely smart. You know what I mean?
Right. It's like, I know how the world works.
Yeah. And here's the cool part where he wants to give him candy. All he finds is like the fucking Tic Tacs.
Yeah. This guy would have, imagine this guy's pockets, man.
See, look, you know what I mean? Sure, here's product placement, but it's so subtle.
So here's another thing you don't have to do for the story. There's nothing to do with it, anything. But the fact that this guy's car stalls.
No, you know,
like
here's something else I saw in the documentary. This car is not supposed to stall, but it stalls on purpose, and it stalls at any. It's a complete crap car that they put there.
So was it supposed to stall at that point, or wasn't supposed to?
No, they had no idea it was going to stall.
Oh my god, are you serious?
Yeah, in the documentary.
I want to see the movie about that guy, that Santa guy, where he's going.
They grabbed a complete crap car, they made it look like crap, and they knew it ran like crap. They wanted it to sound bad, but they had no idea it was going to stall out like that.
I've had those nights, man. You're working their Christmas, late, retail or something like that, and then go to your car, doesn't start.
Look how messed up this is, though. He just sees...
We're starting to realize, you know, like, wait a minute. I got no family anymore. I wish them away. In his mind, they don't exist anymore, right?
Yeah.
He wished them away.
He has no idea what happened.
The choir. It's actually got all the lyrics on my screen. It's crazy.
Really?
Yeah.
Here's what I mean whenever I like that the film maps out a lot of things. You know that this church, you know that it's like maybe around the corner of his house or so. So you know it's near his house. Because you've seen him walk.
He's been there right before.
Yeah, you've seen him walk to and from it just kind of passing by.
So the universe kind of works. It's not just like,
Yeah, it's not just
now he's got this.
Scene. Yeah,
now we got this. What? Huh?
you feel like it's all connected because even though it's revisiting a place, it's doing it in different time zones. Or, I mean, different times. Like this hour, this time is at night.
One thing I want to ask you about, like, they got this awesome choir thing going. There's like no one there. What is that about?
I think it might be practice, isn't it?
It's Christmas Eve.
Oh, well, I don't know.
Yeah, this is Christmas Eve because they've already established that. So
I have no
it's
idea.
almost like people have just given up on the church. I don't know. It might play into that idea that everyone's become so materialistic and thinking about the wrong things. But this boy he himself thought of the wrong things, but now.
Well, and another cool part to add to that is he was about to walk away until he kind of heard the choir, and he just thought it would be a good idea to stop in.
But I wonder if that's something they're going for. Like, there's
Maybe.
people have lost their way, and no one's even at the church, and the
And
true meaning of things is lost in this
here's
universe.
a cool part where you see him at the church.
Yeah, this gives the movie a lot of substance right here.
A ton of substance.
Yeah, this is it right here.
And to be honest, it is like, well, I mean, when you see the rest of the movie, it's very tear-jerking.
Oh, yeah. It's something that's very plausible that happens. Stuff that happens to people.
Look at his face.
So now he's actually smiling and being cool to him.
What's like his first line? Merry Christmas, may I sit down?
Oh, you're not going to just throw down your bloody hand in front of me this time, sir?
Look at how natural this conversation is, Like, it just doesn't feel scripted.
Yeah, this guy's 87 now, so he's about close to 70 at this point. Or
I just always thought how cool...
This is a scene with a guy who's in his 60s and a 10-year-old. And playing off each other really well.
Exactly. It's like this scene always stuck out to me because how natural it seems. It doesn't seem like scripted or rehearsed.
Yeah.
They're just talking. It shows how cool actors can be when sometimes you just make it seem like you're just talking like not an actor,
Interesting, though, he never tells him anything about, he's home alone and these guys are coming after me.
Yeah.
Why do you think he does not do that?
To me, I think is like, when you're a kid, they try to tell you not to tell people too much stuff. I know when I was little, my mom always told me, don't ever tell people that you're alone and stuff like that. Because then they might know that, okay, you're alone, so we can do whatever we want.
You think he feels like it's his battle to fight?
That, and also maybe his responsibility not to tell everybody that he's alone by himself. But as far as the burglars go and stuff like that, yeah, I think maybe in his head he thinks that he can handle it or he has to. This
is my burden to carry. It's not, on you that you have to fix this for me or something.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And of course, the story here is really awesome.
Of course, it would ruin the entire movie if you did tell him, so that's why I basically didn't tell him. But.
Yeah. But what's cool, you can chalk it up to Kevin just being a little kid and not knowing any better.
Kevin's home alone. This guy's alone. This guy's basically saying his entire life he's alone.
And
so maybe, is it almost like Kevin could become this guy? Does he think that maybe in some ways? Maybe, if I don't have anyone around me, then I don't want to be alone like this guy is.
What I really love about his story is that his story is something that I think everybody can relate to.
Yeah. Something that could definitely happen.
Sometimes, like, you want to talk to somebody and you can't do it, and it's that simple.
You're afraid to talk to them or something.
Yeah, and then even though there's no animosity there, you just don't want to pick up the phone. Something as simple as just making a phone call could.
And you hold on to that feeling.
Yeah, and then the other person's holding on to the same thing, and then like they talk about it. Sometimes it could be too late for you not to do anything.
And the voice of a child who's innocent and pure and simplifies things. Why don't you just call? I'm sure he'd like to hear you. It's Christmas,
Yeah, exactly.
And he's like,
so simple.
What? Maybe you're right. So yeah, as you get older, sometimes things get more complicated, or you think they're more complicated than they are, right?
So look how simple it is.
And you stop worrying about it.
Yeah, so cool, man.
And of course, it all works out, right? He does it. He's like, I don't know. What do you think the fight with the father and the son was about?
I don't know. But like according,
I'd love to know.
it's like according to the story, it could just be like a stupid misunderstanding that leads into you not pretty much not communicating, and I've seen that happen so many times. Something so small that really it doesn't warrant not communicating.
I got a friend who got nailed because there was a rumor you wore dinosaur pajamas. You think this guy's wondering why he's alone all the time? Suspects it?
Yeah. Back then, kids would just run up and down. No one gave a crap.
Yeah, this was now, totally different society, man.
But right, dude, isn't it true that kids would just like go places like every once in a while, like for no damn
yeah, a
reason?
lot more freedom and
You'd get on your bike and you would just go somewhere.
yeah, pretty much.
It's like it didn't matter.
Pretty much.
And then here's the cool part right here,
Now he's getting ready, man.
where the music just
The
kicks in.
chimes of battle. The bells of war.
It's cool, man.
It's like, I gotta get ready for this shit.
But it's cool how flawlessly it transitions from the music of the choir to like the score here.
I like in Home Alone 2, he pulls out like the blueprints and they show him like,
Yep.
they like draw it out first.
Yo, wait, look at this cool part here where you see the lights turn on.
Yeah.
Like where Kevin goes, that's where everything's turning on. You know,
Okay, yeah.
like it's cool. Like you said, so many small things that make him the focus, that make everything work.
Yeah.
And then hear this line.
Dude, they definitely put just massive effort in.
He's like, I have to defend it.
They could have cut so many more corners.
And
There we go. It's just
look at
blueprints.
this.
Oh, there you go, yeah.
Well, look at his drawing. Battle plan.
I gotta look at that later. I want to freeze that and take a look.
I did that.
You know what, dude? I remember making that kind of thing.
The little micro machines?
No, like, I remember like drawing plans out like that.
Oh, yeah, every kid did that shit. And then look,
After I
keeps
saw
reminding
it.
you about the spider.
Yeah.
It's so cool, right? Like the spider, you're like, why does it keep showing the spider?
Well, yeah, I remember drawing plans like similar to that, like some, totally copying it.
When I was a kid, I remember pausing the film at the battle plans just to see his stuff.
Okay, which he got, but I don't have.
It's it pretty much shows exactly what he's gonna do.
Yeah, look at that.
Like, look at all the stuff that he thought about in advance.
And this is really well done because you see what he's doing, but you still don't really know what,
you're like,
what
well,
it's going to do.
Like, why is that there?
Right.
And of course, it's completely impossible to know that they were gonna
Yeah.
that they were gonna lose his shoes and and go in there and crack his foot.
But then you leave certain things open.
Yeah.
He kind of led them in some ways. This part always makes me sad because he never gets to have his dinner.
Yeah, right. He doesn't even get to eat.
He's about to eat, and then these guys are very punctual, man. They said 9 o'clock. They're there at 9 o'clock to rob.
But you know what's really cool? To them, this is just another house. That's why they fall into all the bullshit. To them, this is just another house. I was just going to bust in, do the stuff, and you got to get out. But, they didn't take into account Kevin and all his genius. You see? Kids are stupid.
Little Kraft macaroni and cheese action.
With the 2 candles.
He's got 2 forks, multiple knives going. Oh, man. Never gets to have it. It still bothers me.
And of course, that's done on purpose, and it just feels like, man, like the time really cut out on him. He grabs the BB gun and just cocks it.
I love that dude. This is it. Don't get scared now. I'm telling you, he's freaking Batman, bro.
Yeah, he's cool.
This is more of a Batman movie than the 2 that came out before this. Well, actually, Returns was a year later.
And look, here's a cool line. Wonderful delivery.
Oh, he's a stupid little kid. Oh, man. You shoot him in the balls here, right? Is that what happened?
Yep. And look at him.
Santa Claus in his elf.
Like, look how smug they are. Like, look how smug they are.
Imagine that. It's actually like in his crowd. Oh, you see it come out. Did you notice that?
Yep.
Yeah, I never saw that before because I always watched horrible quality versions of it.
Look at him.
He has no idea what happened. Yeah,
Wait,
Pesci. This is really Pesci shines in this, man.
And then look at this.
Some of the sounds he makes.
Look at this shot. Look at the shot of the gun. Like,
hello.
Look at the zoom.
Oh, that was awesome. Man, I'm going to break that down frame by frame.
It's so, I tell you, man, these shots are so cool.
I got to break that down.
That focus on of Kevin and then the barrel.
A little crossfade maybe going there. I got to see what they did there. Practical right here. Mr. Roger Ebert, you know. This is something that could be done.
Dude, I think my favorite, as much as I love Joe, look at this. That would knock the wind out of you so hard.
Obviously, it was a stunt man, but I wonder how they.
Yeah.
I wonder if he just took it like a back bump, like a wrestler.
Yeah, just bump it.
If he just took the bump.
Yep.
On the concrete.
I'm pretty sure they patted him or something.
Yeah, his back. Yeah.
The sound, dude.
I wonder what the casting was like for this man, because this is like the the majority of the movie right here. That this is the make or break. So, what if they had them just do screams and?
I know one of the burglars was supposed to be John Lovitz.
Really?
Yeah. And if that were to happen, then I would have met somebody on this movie.
John Lovitz.
And look at the Wile E. Coyote shit with the thing dropping on his head.
They just didn't go with the Lovitz.
Maybe, I don't know. As much as I love Joe Pesci, I think just I love these both characters. I think Marv is just the best.
Yeah, but the Pesci's got those noises when he's like he's not cursing, but he's fake cursing.
But Marv is just so stupid. Like, look at this. When he finally figures out how to stand up, look how he positions his feet right here. It's so stupid.
And he seems so proud of himself when he figures out how to get through something.
And then, look at this scene right here. He can't bust it open. He has no idea how to get it open.
He's doing some damage there.
Until he just opens the goddamn door.
Did you leave it open for him or what?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm saying he kind of led him. He kind of led them a certain path.
Yep. And see, this is what I mean by, remember earlier when Kevin was going through the basement?
Yeah.
And now he's going through the basement. Look, it's the same atmosphere. Like, he's looking around just like Kevin was.
And this is a nice trick right here.
In the center of the shot.
Yep.
And then look at the shot.
As it comes down.
That would have fucking killed you.
No CGI in this sucker.
And that print, dude, it's so cool. And look at his face. He's like, he has no idea what the hell's going on. He's like, why is it?
This is just the beginning for him. That was nothing.
Exactly. That's the funny part. Because this is cool. Because as a viewer, you don't know this is the beginning. You're like, man, what else is happening?
Yeah. You're just watching it the first time, and you're like, what comes next?
And he falls a third freaking time.
That would suck.
And then, dude, look at the effect on his hand. Look how cool this hand looks. Look at that, dude.
It's not that hard to do, really. Little.
That's a crazy burn, though.
Little substance, man, little makeup.
Look at this.
The shoes are stuck.
Yep.
There's one sock already stuck. Here's the other one. The other one's got
red socks. And look at this, dude.
Red Santa socks. Oh!
And right here, that's a plastic foot.
Oh, yeah? Is that right?
Yeah. His scream, dude.
The back bump right there. So now we went to a different door. Is that what happened?
So they go back to the original door.
The original door you're trying to get in.
Look at he taps this. Look. He's like,
this is the bad one right here, man.
This one works.
This is the crazy one right here. But that was a little bit lower. He's gonna kill the man.
Yeah, exactly.
He almost killed him.
And then look how he dives into the snow. Look, so cool.
So what did wouldn't you turn back at this point? What do you think? Would you keep going?
Yeah, to me, I would just be like, no. But
I think they're just getting so mad. They like, we have to do it now.
These guys are raging so hard.
Yeah.
He does a great job of making them look so stupid.
Ooh.
I'm telling you, man, it's like a cartoon. Like they're
Yeah, it's Looney Tunes come to life, dude.
like with the things, just constant. At this point of the film, it's just constant slapstick, and it's just hilarious.
Yeah.
And like we haven't seen Kevin for a while too. That's the funny part.
Oh, you're right.
Like Kevin is.
It's been a while.
This has been completely set up.
He's just watching somewhere,
and it's cool because you don't even see Kevin. Like he knew this shit was gonna happen.
It's almost like his whole life led to this moment. He's been planning this, subconsciously for so long.
And then look at this stupid shit. He pulls the pencil.
And you're like, what is that, huh?
And look at this Looney Tunes shit right here.
Yep. And this doesn't even hurt him. It's just embarrassing.
It has no effect. Piss him off.
It's just a troll.
And, oh my god, this scene is so crazy. We've all stepped on something we don't want to step on, but this shit is just off the charts.
Coming through your window, I feel like you look where you're going.
Nope, not him though. Look how
small. Oh, he's barefoot. See, like his reaction's perfect. It's not over the top. It's like it's actually legit.
You would react like that.
But he's not acting like he got shot. You know what I'm saying? So it's like he dials it back enough where it's realistic.
And then here's one of my favorite lines.
Yeah, why are you dressed like a chicken?
Like,
Marv, Harry.
Look,
why'd you take your shoes off? I ate just like a chicken. I was just pissed.
It's just so cool how Harry, being kind of Joe Pesci, he's just inherently pissed,
Yeah. There's the micro machines, which is a call back to the first couple minutes of the movie where he just tells him to clean up those micro machines.
Mm-hmm.
His father tells him.
And just steps over him. And look at this, it's classic.
Yeah.
Bam.
And of course, in the second movies, they expect it to come. And they avoid it.
Yep.
But then the huge pipe comes down.
It's just tripwire bull crap. Look.
This is some teeth. They do a lot of callbacks in this movie. That comes to play later on.
And look.
I'll snap off your cojones and boil them in motor oil. It's a little much, right?
But it's so over the top, though.
Yeah.
It's so crazy stupid.
So what's this all about, man? Why did he tell him the neighbor's house is getting robbed?
I don't know. And like I said, it keeps going to the fact that maybe he thinks he needs to do it on his own.
Why didn't you say my house was being robbed instead of... he tries to lure them into the other house. This is because they got robbed.
This is cool already? Because here's a small victory, right, for them.
Yeah.
And then...
Oh, this is great. Well, you got to put up to this point, he's dominating them, so you got to put him in a little bit of peril.
And here's the amazing scream.
Not even the scream, just look at his face as he's putting it down. Look.
Yep.
As it's coming down. And this guy, that character would be afraid of spiders and stuff like that, right? Absolutely.
Yep. Now, something about this scream is that scream when the spider was on his face, they had to do that afterwards, and he had to pretend like he was screaming because they told him that if he would scream that loud, the spider would jump away or get scared.
Ah.
So he looks like he's screaming, but that scream had to be imposed afterwards and post. Done, man. I did my homework.
Yeah, you're on top of this.
And of course, I've always wanted to do this as a kid.
This is awesome right here. Do you watch?
Yep.
What are you doing, Marv?
He has no idea what the...
Don't move. So good.
Like, he has no idea why he's doing this. Look at his face. Look.
His cracks are like crowbar.
But he has no idea why he hit him.
Oh, you see Buzz's room right there, man. I didn't notice that before. You see the Michael Jordan poster.
Look. Let's see how you like it. It's like he had no idea why he hit him until like way after.
No clue.
I always wanted to do this as a kid.
Yeah, it might have been a little adventurous for me. I don't know if I would have.
I always wanted to do it with a coat hanger.
Did you attempt to do this because of Home Alone?
Fortunately, I did not have a
How many
two-story
kids
house.
broke their legs because of this movie?
I didn't have a two-story house to try it on, so...
I know what you're talking about there.
What a stupid line.
Come here, you big horse's ass.
That's my favorite line. It's like, where'd he go? It's like, maybe
I'd love to know, like, Kevin's dialogue, man, what was the influence for that? Just so... It's often, like, very peculiar, like, just weird choices.
But when Marv is like, maybe he committed suicide.
Yeah, that's great.
Like, what the hell?
And he's like, what?
See, look, he just treats him like a baby. But now it's funny, like you said, this whole film would be completely ruined by a cell phone.
Yeah, basically.
And look how scared he is doing this.
They're way high. Look at that.
But it makes sense too, because of, like, even though this looks dumb, like whenever he tells him let's go back down, he's like, no, we're gonna go back to his little fun house.
Yeah, even though all the stuff was already used.
Oh, maybe he's thinking they maybe
he set more stuff up
on the way back, maybe.
Oh my god! Boom. Ugh. Well, that's what would happen to me if I ever tried to do that.
In this shot right here, it's so cool.
It looks like he's really struggling to run like real in that snow. You know what I mean? It's icy. So he's trying to basically lure them to this other house, or I don't know what he was planning to do there. He could barely walk, selling the injuries.
Exactly, they're selling you, man.
Yeah. Just a little prick.
Yeah, it's cool how Harry kind of starts understanding, like yeah, he's luring us pretty much.
He's slightly smarter, but...
And of course, here's where you see the aftermath of the wet bandits bullcrap. Leaving the faucet on.
Boom.
Look how they snatch him up. This is so cool. Look at the shot.
Yep. The door shuts.
Yep.
It's just gone.
Cool.
Look at his face, dude.
Yeah, man.
Here he comes. I believe everything they say about him. Look, he's got the shovel. The shovel is his weapon, right? Bro. It's all real. Yeah. It's all true.
And look at this part right here where he, like, kind of bites his finger.
Yeah, that was kind of... He's like, I'm going to bite your fingers off. That was a nice back bump right there, man. Selling that shovel. And what's interesting about this is they just leave. Kevin never gets questioned, or this guy never gets questioned because I think he is a murderer. He doesn't want to deal with the cops.
Look how the cops come in. This is
the cops just come, they find him there, and then they never even know.
Nice suburban reaction time.
Yeah, that's how it goes. The white suburbia. But, yeah, he never gets questioned. They never even know that they broke into the McAllister home.
Yeah, exactly. They don't even know Kevin was involved.
They didn't even know he was involved. They just find him in the house all beat up, and that's that. And he's got to clean up an insane mess. I don't know how he does it.
Then he goes, with the wet bandits. And look, he just kicks them in. Yeah. It's so cool. No, and here's one of my favorite shots of that final...
The final look?
With the final look, and then look at the look on Harry. Harry's look is like, you got us.
No, you know? It's basically, there's a sequel coming, look.
But like, look at this. Look at Harry's look. Look at the way he looks like.
Oh,
Kevin.
Man.
And look at his reaction. He's
to me, it's almost like I'm coming back, you know what I mean? Like, there's going to be more of this. It's like, it's not over like yet. Yeah. Like, the sequel's coming, don't worry.
But it's so cool.
Yeah,
like
little touches, bro.
Kevin waving, going, like, bye-bye. That's so cool.
Now he spends the next 4 hours cleaning the home. There's got tar and all kinds of feathers and stuff on his leg.
Right.
Broken shit and a blowtorch. Does Kevin ever tell the family what happened? Never. Never
According
tells
to
him.
the film, he doesn't.
Yeah.
Because later on you'll see when he's like, "What else did you do when we were gone?" He's like, "Just hung around."
I really like this too because basically the main plot of the movie's tied up now. But then you get this little extra scene with John Candy comes back and, it's a little dialogue happening,
It's kind of what's cool is like about these scenes. It's like it's winding the film down. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because you can't go right into they're back, so you got to throw something in between. So that's why this is perfect to throw in.
And like even though you could argue whether or not it's like filler or whatever, but it's winding down the film before giving you the final resolution.
This polka shirt's got like beers on it. What is that?
Yeah, because it's like to me, I always thought it was like some kind of like polka Oktoberfest type thing.
Yeah, okay. I gotcha.
And then he's kind of talking about like
he's in a lot of the John Hughes movies, Uncle Buck.
Yeah,
with Macaulay.
He's like talking about like how like she's not the worst parent in the world. Like everybody does this crap.
Yeah.
Happens to everybody.
And then he's talking about how his kid's so messed up because he left him in the morgue or something, right? The funeral parlor.
Yeah, she's just like
Gus. I always felt like they should have came in the home at the end, like the whole family shows up plus the polka guys.
The polka guys. That
give them like
cool.
dinner or something because they drove her.
Yeah,
and that would have been a better idea. They start playing the polka and the whole family like
they all dance
out. Oh, they're just like I don't know, whatever. But
yeah,
I feel like come on, let these guys in. It's snowing outside.
Yep.
That's the only thing I would change about this movie. They should have listened to me.
Yeah, John. They should have listened to every part of every one of your criticisms.
I was 6 years old. I knew better.
You still know better.
I still know better. 25 years later. Jesus.
Calm down there, John.
It's like blood in the... It's like blood in the snow and freaking...
Pretty much.
Skin and stuff. They're not there.
Yeah, it's kind of weird for some reason, like he goes to sleep and then when he wakes up he sees the snow and he just assumes that, his mom's there.
Well, he wished them away, so he thought he could wish them back.
Yeah.
And he asked Santa as well for the family to return, so in his mind, yeah, they're coming back.
And then like the voice of his mom. Boom. Like the way it echoes.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Da, 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 da.
And then she sees how everything's like nice and neat. Like he made his own little Christmas there.
He again does a better job than the parents.
Like he made his own little Christmas there, you know, with the trees and the decorations.
That's right.
Because they didn't put it there.
So how long was he actually alone for?
It seems like 3 days.
Maybe 3 nights?
Yeah, 3 nights.
It's kind of, what's this reaction about, you think? Shocked or?
Yeah, like at first he's like mad that they left him or something.
Or he's like, is it real? Are they really back?
Yeah, it's cool though.
Yeah.
It's something you could like really think about.
Oh my god, look at this. I'm gonna cry.
Now the part that really gets to me is whenever the other dude like holds his his niece.
Yeah. This part's funny. They took the flight that she turned down.
She didn't, yeah.
Instead, she rode with those guys for like 2 days.
Yeah. But it's cool because to me, I think it says a lot about her that she got there just a few minutes early because she wanted to see him that bad,
Yeah, it's in a lot of ways these movies are about him and the mother. Even the second one, because she finds him first in the second one as well in Rockefeller Center.
And here's a cool part of Buzz giving him props.
Yeah, well, he turns on him quick though.
Oh yeah,
as we'll see.
But it's cool.
I want to see the movie where Buzz is alone.
Yeah, make a film about Buzz.
Probably burn the house down.
Like murder somebody.
Yeah.
Gets drunk.
Cut his own foot off. Yeah, he would drink and watch porn and like pay-per-view and stuff.
Yep.
Never tells him.
And then look at this.
Oh, I took a blowtorch to this guy's head.
Yeah, no, man. I was almost murdered. It was cool. It's like everybody's so shocked that he was able to do anything, let alone
what he's truly capable of doing,
and clean and stuff like that. Like everybody's so shocked. Like really, like
it's like they really don't know his potential.
It's like, dude, like he defended your home.
Yeah,
he saved his own life.
There we go. Another call back, man.
This is awesome, dude. For some reason, I really like this scene.
You see, glistened a little bit right there.
Yeah, but look at the way he checks his own teeth. Like, look.
Does he really?
Like, look.
Oh, you're right. It's like, is that mine? Do I have a gold tooth?
Isn't it weird?
Yeah, it is strange.
Like, it's just like, huh?
Maybe it's like a phantom pain, you know what I mean? Like
yeah.
Like you saw the tooth, so he's like, oh, yeah, like a shiver or something.
Here's the part that really gets to me.
Yeah.
Like, because I've seen this happen within my family. Where
really?
Some people just don't want to talk to each other for the stupidest reasons.
Yeah.
And you tell them, just pick up the damn phone and call someone. And look what you get in return. You know, like sometimes you realize that they don't care anymore.
So they both helped each other.
Yep. And then look at this.
Well, he sees him.
So cool, man.
Damn, it's
awesome.
Yeah, it really is. The kid's so happy. Oh my god.
He's happy. Everyone's happy. And then in the classic films fashion,
just walks away.
Everything's perfect.
For now, until a year later.
Well, look, it's cool now, and then you hear this.
Buzz.
And he's like, oh shit.
Destroyed the entire shelving unit. We trashed everything. Spiders loose.
It's cool. It's great. It's a perfect way to end the film.
So there you go. Home Alone.
Home Alone.
I think we're going to have to do the second one at some point.
Yeah.
Which has its merits. I'd say this one's maybe a little more of my favorite, but there's things about that one I really like.
Yeah, and like I said before, look at first assistant camera, Tama Takahashi.
Very nice. Did some good work.
Lucky bastard.
The best boy.
Yeah, like people said, and I agree as well, that the second film is practically a copy of this film, but with a different setting. But
it's interesting. It's like let's do the same movie, but be creative enough to change it enough. There's a weird balance, but
yeah,
we'll get into that one when we get to it.
Mm-hmm.
But final thoughts, man. Home Alone.
Oh, it's amazing, man. Like, just as soon as you start watching it, I'm sure you noticed while watching it as well. As soon as you start watching it, it just flies by. It goes from great scene to great scene. Yeah.
Brings you back to that time period for sure.
There's no real bad part. There's no real lull. It doesn't give you a chance to say, like, you know, this is dumb or this is boring or this doesn't make sense. It just keeps going. And by the time it gets to that third act of him setting up all the traps, it just goes nonstop until it finally slows down near the end where it's supposed to.
Makes you laugh, makes you cry, unless you're a pretentious critic that, I was looking for maybe the wrong things.
2 out of 4 stars.
Yeah. But if you let it be, man, it really does something for you. Does something for me, absolutely.
It's cool.
Hope you guys enjoyed following along, man. Enjoyed doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Hope you did as well, Mr. Sturmo over there.
Yes, sir. Awesome film to watch, and
it's good. It's a good self-defense movie. If anyone's ever left home alone, you know what to do, what to prepare. The feathers, the flypaper.
Don't tell anyone you're alone.
Don't tell anyone. Get that movie, man. You need that movie. Angels with Filthy Wings.
Dude, I actually tried to look for that movie and I couldn't. And of course,
it's not real. It's not a real movie. Well, that's gonna do it, everybody. It's been a long one here, but hey, man, gotta get it done.
That's cool, man. It's never a chore to watch a film this cool.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. We'll be a chore to edit this thing together, but it's a whole other story for another day. That's John's Alone. That's my story where I sit alone in the dark.
That's your choice.
That's absolutely. I wouldn't have it any other way, man.
Yeah.
So next week will be the last show of 2015.
Whoa.
That's right. And then we will disappear into the holiday abyss. So, come check us out next week. I'm looking forward to it. Got some things planned out. I got to talk to you about it. I don't know what you're up to.
Oh, really?
I don't want to put you on the spot here. We'll talk. Don't worry about it. If you can't make it, don't worry about it, okay? Don't get crazy. You did this one, right?
Yeah.
But that's going to do it. So,
Go Beans.
let's end it. Sturmo, why don't you say goodbye to the beautiful people out there?
All right. See you guys. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, whatever you celebrate. And just watch some cool films and do what they did here in Home Alone and spend time with your family. Don't wish them away.
This has been a production of STAYBALLSY.com, the best in free and optional entertainment. Have a pleasant evening, and remember, stay ballsy. Don't take any shit from anyone.